like a lot. That means a lot. Like dance on back to the parking lot. Like saves and raves on the stuff you crave and waves from the names. Oh, hey.
Wait. So exactly how much is a lot?
Like a lot of bang for a little buck, like a fillet for the price of chop, like a short stack. That's a mile high or lasagna, piled to the sky. It's a lot of something that'll make you smile and a lot of good to keep you shopping right. So grab a friend and take a bite. You might just find there's a lot to like. Hey, that's a lot.
Hi, I'm Julie Pratt, and I would love to help you plan for retirement. At Belgrade Financial in Deloge, we work to build a financial plan that will focus on your individual needs. Retirement doesn't have to be hard. Let me work for you. Come see me today at Belgrade Financial Services in Deloge.
Hi, I'm Danielle Burns with Keller Williams, and here are some of my listings. If you're looking to buy or sell, give me a call. I'm happy to help.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. And throughout our history, it has never wavered. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services. They offer non-skilled nursing and in-home care services, consumer-directed services, transportation, and adult daycare services. A1 Home Care will tailor the care plan to meet your needs. A1 hires reliable, caring, and trustworthy individuals to perform the care you need and deserve. A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services.
Go Raiders!
Enigma.
I'm Rob Baker, and this is my academy. Baker's Academy of Martial Arts has a rich martial arts history and continues the legacy of many great masters. Baker's Academy offers fun, safe, and challenging classes for adults and children. Call 218-9596 and see us on the web at bakersacademy.net.
How do you measure success? In points? In wins? Or trophies? At Shelter Insurance, we measure success in the quality of our products and services, in our community support, in being there when you need us most. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
In Park Hills, see Agent David Haggerty or Affiliate Agent Scott Haggerty.
Mr. Austin Dowdy. The band is accompanied by the North County Silks Color Guard under the direction of Taylor Chilton and Ashley Chilton. The Raider Regiment is under the field command of Drum Majors Kim Gerhardt, Amethyst Messer Price, and Brooke Bennett. Tonight, joining the Raider Regiment for tonight's pregame is the North County Middle School 8th grade band. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats as the North County Raider Regiment performs our national anthem.
If you're listening, I'm here. Okay, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field, the North County Raider Junior Football League.
Oh, they announce it for them? They don't announce it for us? Is Brayden in Maine? Where does he play?
He plays the percussion. He won't be here till football.
What? Does that mean you're making the football? You need help? I'll be good. No, I got it. Brayden, no. But you end up dropping it. It doesn't matter. You end up dropping it, and then all the... Oh! Get spotted! No, guys, you gotta watch this game. Why? Because that's my brother. Oh, yeah, that's my brother. But why am I...
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the scoreboard.
Financial regulatory agencies, including the Fed, without any constraints or requirements of the administrative process. If she were appointed comptroller, she would supervise about 1,200 financial institutions. She could punish banks that did not follow her diktats. Even Janet Yellen was like, this is too much for us.
You ready, sir?
Anyway,
Yep. Ben Shapiro should have
Brayden's
a
gonna do it
bottom of the
anyway.
hour break coming up. We can
Genius.
go with that.
Genius is in charge.
So, hey,
Alrighty,
for
coming
some
up,
reason
it's
when I
Progressives
plugged in
versus
the
Joe Manchin,
antenna,
and they just can't
the good
understand
one,
why Joe Manchin being Joe Manchin is the Ben
like
Shapiro
the
show.
data just, the yellow line jumped through the sky, so I don't know what's up with that. Just want to let you know.
So did you take the antenna back out then?
Yes. No, the antenna's not in.
Are you on one of the AT&Ts and he's on the other one?
Yep, we're both splitting the AT&Ts, so I don't think he has any issue. I don't, otherwise.
Cool.
Community Bank pregame show.
The delay is
Mobile
like
banking from
86.
First State Community Bank is perfect for busy students or the on-the-go parents. When it comes to convenience, success starts here. The First State Community Bank pregame show on AM 1240 KFMO.
What we have on our hands here tonight is maybe one of the best quarterback matchups we'll see all season long, especially out of the MAFC. The Festus Tigers, with a record of 3-2, come to town behind Cole Rickerman and his 1,300-yard, 13-touchdown season for the Tigers. But the North County Raiders on the other end have Nolan Reed, who is one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the area, as he's proved throughout this season so far. Black versus blue with a mix of gold melding the two in between tonight on AM 1240.
KFMO. Good evening from Raider Field in Bonne Terre, Missouri. I'm Sean Malone. I'll be taking you through all the action of tonight's contest alongside my partner Glenn Berry. Glenn, this is a North County team we've seen a few times now, and we saw this matchup last year to end our season with Festus and North County doing battle. It's always a fun matchup with these two teams, and with the quarterbacks at hand, I'll be lucky if I have a voice by the end of tonight. We could easily crack 60 points combined from both these teams.
We could do that, and we kind of thought that a couple of weeks ago when North County took on Hillsboro. We thought, man, this is going to be a barn burner. Didn't turn out that way. North County probably didn't play very well. Hillsboro had a lot to do with that last time. So North County comes back with a big win last week over Agape, and now they're ready to get back on track. And I know Festus is going to be a formidable opponent, so this should be a good game here tonight between both teams. And like you said, I think we're going to see some scoring going on tonight.
You mentioned Hillsboro. They're right now on top of the Class 4 District 1 standings. They also have a 4-1 record on the season, along with Farmington, who's in third. North County sits second. Hillsboro will have the tiebreaker over them and over Festus as well. And Festus currently sits fourth in that mess too. So beyond just the game on the field tonight, the district standings later on, this game has huge impact on that.
Yeah, it really does, and it's going to be a game that I think everybody in the conference and the district is going to be watching to see how well North County performs against Festus or vice versa, because as we said, they have that one common opponent, that's Hillsboro, and they've both lost to that common opponent, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens here tonight and how that affects the district standings.
It's the First State Community Bank pregame show. I want to welcome those of you listening in online, brought to you by Ledco Community Credit Union, serving the residents of St. Francis, St. Genevieve, and now Madison counties with 2 locations to serve you, 820 East Main and Park Hills and 551 Karsh Boulevard in Farmington. Member services is their top priority. We'll take a break on the First State Community Bank pregame show. When we return, we'll hear from both head coaches, starting first with the head coach of the Festus Tigers in his second season, A.J. O'Fadale. That's coming up next on the First State Community Bank pregame show on AM 1240 KFMO.
Need to check. You got a little robotic in there, and Glenn needs to be louder.
Yeah, you can see
checking account.
Got a little robotic.
Free e-checking. You can enjoy all the
I don't have the antenna in.
that First State Community Bank has to offer.
I heard it there.
All with no monthly fee. Remember, when it comes to your finances, success starts here. First State Community Bank, member FDIC, online at fscb.com. E-statements required for free e-checking account.
First State Community Bank pregame show on AM 1240 KFMO. I'm Sean Malone, and joining me now is head coach of the Festus Tigers, A.J. O'Fadale, in his second season. Coach, you're facing off against a very good North County squad. You've watched them on film. I know you've got a lot of respect for Nolan Reed, but what has he done during the offseason to elevate his game from last year to this year?
To be honest with you, I have no clue what he's done in the offseason. I know he's, like a lot of seniors do, I'm sure he's put a lot of work in. I couldn't speak to the specifics of that, obviously being, 40 minutes up the road.
Like a lot. That means a lot. Like dance on back to the parking lot. Like saves and raves on the stuff you crave and waves from the names. Oh, hey.
Wait. So exactly how much is a lot? Like a lot of bang for a little buck, like a fillet for the price of chop, like a short stack that's a mile high, or lasagna piled to the sky. It's a lot of something that'll make you smile and a lot of good to keep you shopping right. So grab a friend and take a bite. You might just find there's a lot to like. Hey, that's a lot.
Hi, I'm Julie Pratt, and I would love to help you plan for retirement. At Belgrade Financial in Deloge, we work to build a financial plan that will focus on your individual needs. Retirement doesn't have to be.
If you're looking to buy or sell, give me a call. I'm happy to help.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. And throughout our history, it has never wavered. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services. They offer non-skilled nursing and in-home care services, consumer-directed services, transportation, and adult daycare services. A1 Home Care will tailor the care plan to meet your needs. A1 hires reliable, caring, and trustworthy individuals to perform the care you need and deserve. A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services.
Go Raiders!
Enigma.
I'm Rob Baker, and this is my academy. Baker's Academy of Martial Arts has a rich martial arts history and continues the legacy of many great masters. Baker's Academy offers fun, safe, and challenging classes for adults and children. Call 218-9596 and see us on the web at bakersacademy.net.
How do you measure success? In points? In wins? Or trophies? At Shelter Insurance, we measure success in the quality of our products and services, in our community support, in being there when you need us most. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
In Park Hills, see Agent David Haggerty or Affiliate Agent Scott Haggerty.
KFMO, I'm Sean Malone. Joining me now is head coach Brian Jones of the North County Raiders. Coach, your offense is on fire so far this year. Festus has a very good offense themselves. Could this be a game that potentially comes down to whoever has the ball last at either half?
I hope not, because those games are so nerve-wracking. I know, they're fun if you're sitting in the stands, but if you're on the sideline, those whoever has the ball last games, they're tough on the ticker and hard on the blood pressure.
Now, I mentioned the offense. Defense for both sides very good as well, at least special teams. Could special teams be the X factor in this game that many people are overlooking?
Possibly. We've not been super good on special teams, especially in our kickoff coverage at times this year, and it's got to be better, and it's something we've really focused on and moved some guys around and tried to make it important. For some reason, we're back. We've taken a step back with our kickoff team in terms of they feel like it's insignificant, and we make it a big deal. We give out special teams awards for special teams play, so it's just something that we have to take some pride in, because it's an aspect of the game that can definitely get you beat, especially close games.
Cole Rickerman, you had a lot of praise for him when we talked earlier in the week, Coach. What is it that makes him so special?
Well, he's a quick release. He really understands what they're trying to do offensively, and he's pretty, as we've learned last year, even if you wrap him up, he's not necessarily down. So he's just good on his feet, and he sees the whole field, and it's something that he's obviously been taught by Coach Afadale, and he really understands what they're trying to do.
Your line's healthy again for the first time in a little bit, Coach. How much are you looking for them to make an impact, not just offensively, but defensively as well, getting to Rickerman and potentially batting down passes with that quick release he has?
Well, we definitely have to get off the ball, and we have to play on their side of the line of scrimmage. If we don't, it's going to be a long night for us.
Coach, thanks a lot for your time. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Sean. We appreciate the coverage.
Head coach of the North County Raiders, Brian Jones, joining us on the First State Community Bank pregame show. Glenn, the offensive line, defensive line, the back healthy again. That was one of the big problems in that Hillsborough game. Is like Coach Jones said, you got to play on their side of the line. We saw a couple times, especially in that second half, those long runs. Those lines for North County, they were moved back. Their defensive linemen were getting blown backwards. With the healthy players they have out there, Peyton Allen back again tonight, I imagine it's going to be a bit of a different game.
Oh, yeah, it has to be a bit of a different game. That Hillsborough game, I think North County is going to look at that and say, that's kind of an anomaly. We didn't really play our best. We didn't have the guys that we needed, the personnel that we needed out there, so we're going to have to do better, but we've got some guys back that are going to help seal off those holes just a bit, because once you blow past that line, you do have some inexperience in the secondary back there. So that was a case where I think Hillsborough saw some things, saw some people missing, and exploited those holes as much as they could and came away with the win. North County's got those people back, and hopefully for them, they'll wind up stopping Festus tonight.
We'll take a break on the First State Community Bank pregame show. When we return, we'll hear from KFMO Sports Director Greg Allen for the first time this evening. He'll bring you that out-of-town scoreboard preview brought to you by Complete Vision Care. That's coming up after this, getting you ready for North County and Festus, Week 6 of the high school football season on AM 1240 KFMO.
Pre-planning a funeral is very personal. Whether it's special music or a favorite poem, each person has their own wishes. At Cozine Memorial Chapel, we're here to help you express those wishes.
Proud to be a part of high school sports, Cozine Memorial Chapel and Crematorium, 217 West Columbia in Farmington.
Your locally owned and operated Save-A-Lot food stores in Bonne Terre, Park Hills, Farmington, Potosi, and Ironton is where you will get great savings every day when you grocery shop. Everything is always fresh, open 7 days a week as your Save-A-Lot food stores, proud to bring you high school sports.
Looking for Mineral Area College spirit wear, trendy college wear, school supplies, art supplies? In the market for a new laptop computer or other electronics? Check out our expanded bookstore on Mineral Area College's Park Hills campus. Not sure what to buy? A gift card might be just the thing for the Mach student in your life. Visit Mineral Area College's bookstore today on the Park Hills campus near the Leadington Park Hills exit. It starts here. Mineral Area College.
Visit them online at mineralarea.edu.
Are you building a new home? If so, you need to know the importance of making it energy efficient. The only time to insulate your home to the highest standard is while it's being built. This is Lance Sechrist, and at Ozarks Modern Insulation, our goal is to make your energy costs as low as we possibly can. Request a free quote online anytime at ozarkinsulation.com.
Getting ready for week number 6 of the high school football season. Greg Allen, Lacey Tadish in studio as we approach the top of the hour. Festus, North County. That's the broadcast affair tonight. That's one of 7 games we're following around the area. Let's walk you through them. Festus Tigers 3-2. The Raiders come in 4-1. That's the matchup tonight. Cole Rickerman, you just heard Sean and some of the coaches talking about him. The quarterback for the Festus Tigers, 20 of 28 for 278 yards, 3 touchdowns against Hillsborough last week in a loss. For the season, Rickerman over 1,300 yards passing, 13 touchdowns. He's only been picked once. North County last week in the rout over the Rhinos of Agape had 3 fumble recoveries and an interception on defense. Job Smith, 9 carries, 94 yards, and 3 scores. Meanwhile, the Central Rebels, can they continue their offensive onslaught tonight? It's a rivalry matchup for Corey Schweiss and company. They're 4-1. They're at the 3-2 St. Genevieve Dragons. The defense for the Rebels last week against Potosi, and a lot of this was in the blow-up second half. 4 turnovers, 2 sacks, 3 interceptions. Ruger Sutton individually defensively, how about 10 tackles and an interception? Then there's the offense. Joe Bryant, 7 catches, 123 yards, and 2 scores as the Rebels rolled the Trojans. St. Genevieve, Austin McBride, 5 carries, 5 times he touched the football, 163 yards, and 3 of those 5 went for 6 points. That's impressive. That was all against Fredericktown last week. St. Gen had 2 picks. Over the Black Cats. It's homecoming tonight in Farmington, where the Poplar Bluff Mules and the Farmington Knights do battle. Each team comes in 4-1. Poplar Bluff coming off a win over Battle. That was on a touchdown from Cannon Carr to Jacob Baller. There's a football name. With 11 seconds left in the contest to win it for the Mules. Farmington's Brady Cook, 9 tackles in the win over Cape Central. Drew Felker had 162 yards rushing on 18 carries, and he found pay dirt twice. For Farmington last week, the Knights host the Mules tonight. Battle of the winless clubs tonight, and that is in DeSoto, Dragon Country. You got a couple of 0-5 teams. Somebody going to get out of there with win number 1. At least we assume something really weird could happen. Quarterback Carter Cheney for Fredericktown last week in that St. Gen matchup. 10 of 19, 174 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's not bad, but they lost the ball game. DeSoto, they have beaten Fredericktown 8 consecutive times. Last week, they lost to Windsor running back Caleb Coleman. He was a bright spot. 27 carries, 180 yards in the loss to the Owls. Speaking of Windsor, they're 3-2. They've got a tough assignment tonight at the 4-1 Hillsboro Hawks. And quarterback Nolan Hurth for the Owls, 10 of 13 for 108 yards and 2 scores. He did throw an interception in the win over DeSoto.
The umpire is Jason Reed, the linesman Rick Weiser, the line judge is Justin Laurentis, and the back judge is Austin Aldridge. These individuals are registered by the Missouri State High School Activities Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. An attitude of good sportsmanship should be upheld by all spectators, players, and coaches.
Greg, we'll take it out of this.
Please welcome back to the field, the Festus Tigers.
Go like 2 minutes here. They don't have the clock back on that side.
Get up off your seats and get on your feet.
today, who's down for Baylor, and former North County Raider Eric Root. The offensive line left to right. Peyton Densor, Eli Williams, Connor Holt, Tyler Shepard, Tyler Harris. Meanwhile, the North County Raiders defensive front, they come out with a 4-4 defense with Joe Workman and Ethan Allen on the edge. Mason Lay and Brian Brewster in the middle. The linebackers, Nolan Reeves, Joe Smith, Andrew City, and Coach Chandler. The corners, Cooper Duquette and Dan McCoy, and the safety, Grant Mullen. Those starting lineups brought to you by Shelter Insurance, proud to be a part of high school sports. Proud to be a Shelter Mutual Insurance, 517 in Park Hills, Spring Park, and 55. That's going to wrap things up for the first 15-minute pregame show, and we return to kickoff between the North County Raiders and the Festus Tigers next.
Ladies and gentlemen, passing in front of you the North County Silks color guard, led by your North County Raider Regiment drum majors. Followed by the North County Raider Regiment, including the 8th grade band. And they're followed closely by your North County Raiderettes. And your North County varsity cheerleaders.
Are in St. John. Tonight we turn our attention to the 4-1 North County Raiders, whose lone loss came in their, thus far, most high-profile game of the season, 2 weeks ago against Hillsboro. The Raiders tonight welcome in another Jefferson County power in the Festus Tigers. It's broadcast game number 29 of the season, week 6. Next.
Defense has looked really good to start this year against a very tough Farmington offense. Play fake. Velker rolling to his right, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. Peyton Allen once again on the sack, his first of the season.
High school football on AM 1240 KFMO.
Tonight's game is brought to you by
First State Community Banks, Willett Home Furnishings in Bonne Terre, Prairie Farms Dairies in Park Hills, Cozy Memorial Chapel in Farmington, Lead Belt Stove and Fireplace and Ozark Modern Insulation in Park Hills, Belgrade State Banks, American Family Insurance Bill Bass in Park Hills, Middle Area College, The Bullpen Sports Grill in Park Hills, Domino's Pizza in Farmington, Bonne Terre, Park Hills and Potosi, Auto Plaza Chrysler Dodge in Farmington, Shelter Insurance Agents, J.J. Vickers in Bonne Terre and Scott Haggerty in Park Hills. Flooring Systems in Farmington. Dalton Home Improvement in Park Hills. Culver's in Farmington. St. Francis County Community Partnership. CNC Supplies in Farmington. Ledco Community Credit Union in Park Hills and Farmington. Edward Jones Agents, Allison Kedden in Park Hills and John Brown and Madison Brown in Farmington. Licari Auto Body Supply in House Springs. Your local Save-A-Lot food stores. New Era Banks. Little Caesars Pizza in Farmington and Deloge. Gilster Mary Lee in Chester, Illinois. Sam Sism Ford Lincoln in Farmington. Complete Vision Care in Park Hills. Bryant Restoration in Bonne Terre. And Missouri Baptist University.
High school football on AM 1240 KFMO.
Moments away from kickoff between the North County Raiders and the Festus Tigers. And the crowd coming alive here as well. North County wearing their blue uniforms today, blue tops, bottoms, and helmets, all matching. They've got a gold stripe going down the side of the uniform all the way down the side of the pants. White letters and numbers sporting a gold trim. Meanwhile, the Festus Tigers, who will kick things off to begin this contest, they'll be wearing their road white uniforms with black pants and a black helmet, a stripe going down the middle of that helmet with a metallic pattern matching the metallic logo on either side of the helmet for the Festus Tigers. Black letters and numbers with a gold trim for the visitors. North County with two back deep to return. Going to be Carson Elliott and Job Smith. To do the kickoff duties, Emily Holt. And it's a low onside kick that is grabbed by one of the up men for the North County Raiders. Holds on for dear life as he's met by a pair of Festus Tigers. And the drive will begin for the North County Raiders on their own 46-yard line. Glenn, that's something in the second half of the last time we saw the North County Raiders take on the Hillsborough Hawks. They had trouble with their onside kick receive.
That was a terrible second half. That was where the whole game turned around. Even though North County was trailing 21-0, you thought they had a chance to possibly get into that game. But that second half was a disaster, and especially on special teams. So that's kind of a victory already for the Raiders.
Keep in mind, it was a lower score than that. They had only allowed 14 points up until the final seconds of the first half. Low snap, handoff on a jet sweep. That's Elliott. He reverses field as he cuts it back inside and will get taken down after a short gain on the play. Actually, it turns into a decent run. Picks up 5 there.
Yeah, there was a couple of times it looked like they had him in the backfield, but he just kind of juked his way right and left and got up the middle and picked up an extra few yards dragging some linemen.
Second down, 5 yards to go for the first. Ball on the enemy 49-yard line. Nolan Reed, straight QB keeper out of the shotgun set, lowers his shoulder, fights forward. He's got a real nice gain of 11 on the play. I said it a couple times earlier in the year that Nolan Reed reminds me of Cam Newton, the way he runs, and I broke out laughing when I was talking with A.J. Ofadole, head coach of the Festus Tigers. Unprompted, he said the same exact thing when I asked him what he's seen from Reed on tape.
Wow.
He's just so big for a quarterback with his running style as well.
Yeah, you're not going to bring him down with an arm tackle, and I think that's what happened there on that last play. He just kept going. They couldn't pull him down.
6'4", 212, and we saw that there as he lowered his shoulder into a pair of Festus Tigers. Swing pass, it's a lateral, so it will not count as a pass. It'll be a rushing attempt for Job Smith. It's a short gain of 2 as he takes it up the left-hand side. Didn't have a ton of room to work with. Second down and 8 coming up. Ball spotted on the 38-yard line.
Looks like early on the North County, even those little swing passes out to the side, the Festus is reading them very well. Maybe that sets up something later in the game for North County, kind of swing it out to the left or the right, and then eventually do something downfield that kind of draws the defense in and then outrun them or something.
Shotgun set, trips right, play fake, a swing pass to that side. Clayton Chandler through his hands. They're going to rule incomplete. That was really close to being a live ball or a lateral, and it could have been problematic for North County if that was a lateral because Festus was right there. They could have easily scooped it up and maybe even scored.
Yeah, I think that was probably the most relief you heard on that sideline is when they heard that whistle go off. They knew that it was a dead ball, and there was a lot of relief on that North County sideline.
I feel like it took a second, too. The officials made sure they saw it right before they blew that whistle. Just a minute and a half into this contest. It's third down, 9 yards to go for the first for the North County Raiders offense. They're moving right to left on your radio dial. Reed dropping back to pass, setting up a screen, left-hand side, finds Job Smith. Smith takes it back up the middle and goes down. Flag is out by the officials. It's going to be well short of the line necessary for the first. He only really got about 2 yards out of that.
Really kind of an interesting place for that flag to lay. It's actually somewhere in that linebacking core, but they're going to call a holding on North County, it looks like.
I imagine that would be declined by Festus head coach A.J. Ofadale. We'll see. The official and him still having a discussion here. If he declines it, it'll be 4th down and long. If they accept it, it's going to be 3rd and even further. And it looks like they're going to accept it and back up the North County Raiders. I don't know about that. I really don't think North County was in field goal range for Grant Mullins.
I think this probably, if I'm reading his mind right now, and God knows if I am, he might be thinking on a 4th down and about 8, they may go for it, and maybe he's thinking if we push them back a little bit, make them run that 3rd down a little bit more, then maybe they won't have as much success on that way, and we'll get a better field position out of it.
Well, here's the risk. Let's see if the Festus Tigers get the reward. 3rd down and about 19 yards to go for the first. Reed rolling right, lowers his shoulder as he picks up a lead block and gets taken down. He gets some, but not all of that yardage back as he picks up 8 on the play.
So that would be the 4th run of this possession, counting the penalty run. And looks like that North County is going to wind up punting anyway. They're at the 42-yard line of Festus right now. They started out at their own 43.
Nolan Reed is also the punter for the North County Raiders, so they can easily line up like they're going for it on 4th and long and just step back a little bit deeper as they bring in a substitution package. Cooper Kekek out on the field. And Andrew Sivvy is going to line up as a wide receiver out on the right-hand side. Tegan Keller split out wide to the left. And it looks at first like the Raiders are going to go for it, and they will. Reed drops back to pass. Under pressure, steps up in the pocket, runs into his own lineman, steps up again as he regains his footing, finds his target on the far side of the field. It's Cooper Kekek for the first down. Pitch and catch, good for about 15 yards.
I tell you what, Cooper Kekak was wide open almost the entire play, and you've got to give the quarterback a lot of credit for finding him down there because the defense had backed off about 10 yards from Cooper Kekak. He went out to the right, got over by the sideline close, and eventually the quarterback dodged all the incoming defensemen and found him wide open for the first down.
And I'll tell you why Nolan Reed was able to find him open downfield. He kept his eyes downfield. A lot of pressure like that. Most quarterbacks, they're just going to automatically tuck and run. Reed's eyes are downfield. He was able to find Cooper Kekak because of that. Handoff, Job Smith fighting for some extra yardage as he picks up 11 on the play. They're in the red zone, the North County Raiders with the ball on the 14.
It's early in the game, but, you know, in basketball we talk about that play that turns the game around, that key play. That might have been the key play right there, that complete pass to Cooper Kekak to keep this drive alive. We'll see how it works out for North County.
And so far, so good. They're in the red zone. Ball on the 14-yard line. Can pick up a fresh set of downs if you get to the 4. Shotgun set. Tight end receiver left, 2 receivers right. They're going to motion slot right to the left-hand side, but movement on the interior line from the North County Raiders will back him up 5 yards. Mason Lay got out of his stance and flinched just a little bit early.
Well, that kind of hurt North County against Hillsborough as well. When they did have some success, they seemed to knock themselves backwards, but that penalty is going on Festus, and I did not see the call, but the official just threw his arm to the opposite side. So
they must have said that someone in Festus flinched, causing Mason Lay to flinch.
Well, there you go.
So sorry to be the one to call him out, but he gets 5 yards for his team now. He'll bring up a first down and 5 now from the 9-yard line.
I was getting ready to write down the second penalty on this drive for North County, and it turns out to be a bonus for North County.
Look at that matchup on the left-hand side. Tegan Keller matched up against Landon Yates one-on-one. They're going to motion slot receiver to that side. Clayton Chandler, handoff on a jet sweep. He gets tripped up by the former North County Raider himself, Eric Roos, with the tackle after a gain of 1.
You know, he's going to want to have a good game here tonight. I mean, no hard feelings between him and the Raiders, but he moved and he's now at a different program. He's wanting to go out here and show them what he has.
Isaac Easter lined out split all the way out to the right-hand side. On the slot on that side is Clayton Chandler. Tight end receiver left. Reed in the shotgun. He's got Job Smith to his left. QB keeper. Reed lowers his shoulder into a defender. Now into 2 more as he pushes his way into the end zone for the score. A 9-yard touchdown run for Nolan Reed gives the Raiders a 6-0 lead.
Great job by Nolan Reed. He put his head down, and again, they tried to arm tackle him down around the 4-yard line. He just kept on going, and now the officials finally put up the 2 arms for the touchdown as he takes it in from 9 yards out, and the extra point is due.
There was a no-doubter on that touchdown. I would have been floored if they somehow called that off. It would have been a whistle to stop his forward momentum, if anything. I didn't hear one up here in the press box.
Honestly,
I don't even think his forward momentum was ever stopped.
I think actually there was a little bit of a scrum in the end zone, and that's why they didn't throw the arms up yet.
Kick is up from Grant Mullins, and the kick is good with 7:49 to go in the opening quarter. The Raiders strike first. They're up 7-0. We'll see what Cole Rickerman has when we return after this on AM 1240 KFMO.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance.
Presented by Shelter Insurance Agents J.J. Vickers in Bonne Terre and Scott Haggerty in Park Hills. Flooring Systems in Farmington. Culver's in Farmington. St. Francis County Community Partnership and Ledco Community Credit Union in Park Hills and Farmington.
Armand Branch and Landon Bradshaw back deep to return. Kicking off for the North County Raiders, Grant Mullins, after he split the uprights to give this Raider squad a 7-0 lead. The kickoff goes out of bounds on the left-hand side, so it'll give the Festus Tigers some decent starting field position. Glenn, it was a good opening drive for the North County Raiders. They did have a penalty that set them back. We talked about the risk-reward that Festus had by accepting that penalty on third down to give the Raiders 2 more chances to pick up the first. It wound up not paying off for Festus.
Yeah, and I thought a lot of the way A.J. O'Fadley, I think, was thinking about this in trying to get North County pushed back. So if they do make up a few yards here or there, they would get better field position or possibly kick it into the end zone and get it out at the 20. But as it turned out, that big play by Cooper Kekak picking up that pass on the right side, and eventually Nolan Reed takes it into the end zone.
Festus Tigers break huddle and will immediately flip their formation. They come out with 2 tight ends to the right and 2 tight ends to the left. Coach O'Fadley really loves to move his chess pieces around the board with the skill position players that he has. In the pistol formation, Rickerman's got a running back behind him in Bradshaw. Hands it off to Bradshaw, who's met right at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Great penetration from the North County Raiders at the second level as Clayton Chandler was the first one in there. No gain on the play.
And you've seen this in the Hillsboro game with North County. We keep going back to that game because that's a common opponent between these two guys. North County early on was stopping just about everything that Hillsboro did. They stopped the first play for Festus. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Same formation. Rickerman is going to send his H-back Eric Roos motion to the left-hand side. He's now got 3 receivers on that side, including Roos. Handoff, they're running that way, and again, nowhere to go for Landon Bradshaw. This time he does pick up a modest 2. Going to be third down, about 8 yards to go for the first.
You know, if I'm the North County Raiders, you kind of are excited about the fact that you got some really good field position to start this game and you got it into the end zone. If you can make a stop here and get the ball back and start moving it again, that could go a long ways toward a victory tonight.
7-0 Raiders, 6:45 to go opening quarter. Third down, 8 yards to go for the first. Festus Tigers with the ball on their own 37-yard line. Got to get to the 45 if you want to pick up the first. Rickerman drops back to pass. He's under pressure, and he'll go down. Mason Lay, the first one in there on the sack. And it'll bring up fourth down. Here comes the punt team for the Festus Tigers.
And that's exactly what you want to do if you're North County. Not only do you not allow them to get the first down, but you actually lose yardage, so that's going to give you a little bit better field position in return.
And here's a big moment to return deep is Job Smith. A.J. O'Fadley has a lot of respect for the athletic ability Job Smith has in general, but especially on the punt return. Saying that it's tough when you don't have a true punter to work on things like punting out of bounds to keep it away from a guy like Job Smith, and they won't. Job Smith will watch it bounce in front of him, and the coverage team for Festus catches up before Job Smith can pick it up himself. He lets it go as it rolls in favor of the Festus Tigers past the 35-yard line to the 33. North County Raiders getting the ball back with 5:49 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 your score.
Great job by North County on defense that time. 3 and out is exactly what you want to do right after a touchdown, and they did that on Festus, and now they've got an opportunity to move the ball again and maybe possibly put some more points on the board.
Well, the way the drive went for the North County Raiders to begin this game, if it looks like that again, they're going to score some points.
It's kind of funny. I mean, Festus had the ball for 2 minutes, but most of that time was getting up off the ground, going back to the huddle. It wasn't like they actually had a sustained drive. North County doubled that, 4 minutes and 11 seconds on their first drive, but they got it into the end zone.
First down and 10, North County Raiders. Shotgun set, twins right, tight end receiver left, but a flag comes in, and it's going to be a false start against the Raiders, backing them up 5 yards, make it 1st and 15.
It's not the way to start the drive. You don't want to keep pushing yourself back because, as I said, I think in a game like this, field position is going to play a very important role in this game. So you would hope, if you're North County or Festus, that you would have the better of the field position.
1st and 15 for the Raiders. They send Clayton Chandler in motion right to left. Handoff, Job Smith gets downhill as he takes it up the near side hash, shuffles his feet, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage on a gain of 5.
Looked like he had some pretty wide open territory behind a couple of linebackers that were there, but Festus doing a great job of closing that hole up, keeping him from getting any more ground on that.
Actually called it a gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down, 9 yards to go for the Raider offense.
And that's what penalties do to you. I mean, that was a 6-yard gain. Instead of 2nd down and 3, you've got 2nd down and about 9 yards left.
Look how tight these safeties are playing for the Festus Tigers. Option, pitch, Job Smith. He's met in the backfield by one of those safeties. Landon Yates came skying in from the 3rd level to make the tackle for loss. What a play as he drives them back behind the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 13 for the first.
I think he read that one all the way because he was headed towards the backfield, and when he saw that pitch coming, he kind of changed directions, went right over there, and was one-on-one, and he pulled him down quickly. Great play by the Festus defense.
Loss of 4 on the play. 3rd down, 13 yards to go for the first coming up. The Raiders working no huddle but taking their time still as we approach the 4.5-minute mark in the opening quarter. Line up with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, running back to the right as well. Reed looks left, fakes out the defender with a pump fake, then finds Tegan Keller on the slant route. Nice little head fake from Nolan Reed there as he faked the swing pass they ran earlier in the game and found a soft spot for Tegan Keller. That pitch and catch, good enough for the first.
And I was watching Keller come out into the open there. As he was coming out, you had a safety on him, and all of a sudden the safety goes for that fake. He goes past Keller. Keller goes a couple of yards downfield. He's wide open, and now he has the first down.
Pitch and catch good for about 17 yards. 1st down and 10 for the North County Raiders. They're going to give it to Job Smith, left-hand side. Smith, stiff arms the defender. Foot race, up the numbers on the left-hand side. He will score. Job Smith from 53 yards out takes it in for another 6, and it's 13-0 Raiders.
Well, that escalated quickly. I mean, he turned the corner. He had one guy to beat, and all of a sudden he had nobody to beat. And we watched him outrun the entire Festus defense down the field and into the end zone. Exactly what you want if you're a North County fan. Get that extra touchdown here after making Festus go 3 and out. Now trying to tack on the extra point and put it up to 14-0.
Here comes Grant Mullins for the PAT. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-0 in favor of the Raiders with 3:47 to go in the opening quarter. Festus getting the ball back after this on AM 1240 KFMO.
Job Smith. Mullins, low kick, skips up the near side, goes off the hands of a Festus Tiger, who then jumps on top of it. Well, that was a little dangerous there. Kenny Hamilton, great job by the freshman running back to fall on top of that one and prevent what would have been great field position for the North County Raiders. They're going to get the ball, the Festus Tigers will, on their own 28-yard line. That would be disastrous if this was Raider ball.
Oh, yeah, that was a great job by the back that actually jumped on top of it. Hamilton kept that from being a major disaster for Festus. And that time, the squib kick was exactly what they wanted, not the kick it out of bounds 35-yard line type. We're looking at a 28-yard line where they're going to start for the Festus Tigers.
They come out, 3 receivers on that far side of the field, one all alone to the right. That's Armand Branch, their team's leading receiver. Keep an eye on him. Cooper Kekek pulling that one-on-one matchup. Rolling to that side is the quarterback, Cole Rickerman. Pitch to Landon Bradshaw. Short gain on the play of 2.
Both of these teams come out tonight, have been trying that pitch on the right side, the left side. It's worked well for North County on a couple of them, but Festus so far has not really picked up much yardage on offense, period.
Looked like it was Peyton Allen, one of the best players in the area, period. Arguably the best lineman in the area.
It's amazing how much room he covers.
Oh, I mean, he is, for his size especially.
Yeah, I've seen him on one side of the field being, picked by a offensive lineman, and him just kind of do a 360 or 180 and go back the other way and catch up with the quarterback.
He's got his hand in the dirt on the left defensive end side, facing off against the right side of the offensive line. They'll run away from him to the left side this time. Nothing doing over there. Andrew Civey, Clayton Chandler in on the stop. Joe Ortman, who's a good defensive end on his own right on that side, also there too. They're going backwards on this play. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, it's not good for Festus so far. Their team is not getting the offense that they want out of this game, and you really hate to see them, if you're Festus, turn it back over after 3 plays and a punt, but that's kind of what it looks like they're headed to.
And look for the North County Raiders defensive front to pin their ears back once again. They got a sack the last time Cole Rickerman was trying to find an open receiver. 3rd down and long. Empty set. A tight end on either side. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Ball on the far side hash. Rickerman drops back to pass. He's got time. Taking a shot. And it's incomplete. Was throwing it towards double coverage. A little too far for Isaac Stuka, who might have fallen a little bit coming out of his break. And with 2:08 to play in the opening quarter, it's 4th down. About 7 yards to go for the first. Ball on their own 31-yard line, and Festus will send out the punt team.
I was looking for 2 things on that. I was looking for a flag on the offensive lineman that was playing Peyton Allen, because it looked like to me he just grabbed his upper body and held onto it. And I was also looking downfield. With that pass going as far away from the receiver as it was, I was expecting a flag down there that maybe somebody held up a receiver, but no flags, and Festus is punting.
Back deep to return for the Raiders, Job Smith once again. Flag comes in on the snap, and the punt is away. It's a booming punt. Job Smith watches it go out of bounds on the far sideline, but let's see what this flag is. It came out right on the snap, and I think they're signaling illegal formation on Festus.
I actually was looking at North County, and one of the defensive linemen got off a little early, but I think Festus pulled him off a little early.
They're going to say false start, in fact. So that'll back them up 5 yards, and they will have to redo 4th down.
I was thinking when I saw the North County lineman come up and take off before the ball was snapped, I thought, they caught him, but apparently it was a lineman who got up, and he reacted to that.
So make it 4th down and 12 with the ball now on the 26-yard line. And that's tough because that's the best punt from Cole Rickerman we may see all game. A booming punt that just barely went out of bounds to keep it away from Job Smith. He'll try to repeat that. Rickerman, as another flag comes in, gets it away this time. Out of bounds, way shorter.
Well, we've seen quite a few flags here in this game. The good news is we haven't seen, hey, I threw a flag. No, I didn't call a penalty.
Like the last time we were here. Oh, man. I mean, that game started with some weird special teams as well on a punt return where the player for Hillsborough initially signaled fair catch. Everyone saw it, whether they were actually here in the stadium watching the stream or you could have had a telescopic lens from Farmington and seen it. And somehow the officials didn't see it at first until they conferred. Then they confirmed it. So the flag this time...
It's on Festus.
Yeah, it's on Festus, but it's going to be declined by North County, and look at the field position they're going to get to begin this drive. They're on the 40-yard line of the Festus Tigers, and with the way they've moved the ball down the field, that's way less field position than Festus would like to have given them.
Yeah, this is not going to be good for Festus. They need to get up on defense.
Reed on a keeper, lowers his shoulder, gets taken down even lower, but stumbles forward for a first on a pickup of 10.
This Festus ball club has not had much success at stopping anything North County does, especially on the run right now. And it seems like when they do kind of get some success, North County finds a wide open receiver for some big yardage. So Festus is going to have to limit some of the first down and second down runs, make North County go third and long.
Ball on the 30-yard line, far side hash, 1st and 10 North County Raiders with 1:25 to go in the opening quarter, looking to make this a 3-score opening quarter. They've scored on the first 2 drives of the game. Miscommunication on the handoff on the fullback dive to Clayton Chandler. Chandler does finally get it and fights his way forward for a gain of 8.
And that was a fullback dive at the end of that play because he was just about to go down, and he leaped about 3 more yards, it looked like, from where he was. They're going to back it up about 1.5 yards, so it looks like they're going to go about the 30 or make that the 23-yard line.
I'm a fan of Clayton Chandler offensively. He's very good defensively, but I feel like he doesn't get enough appreciation offensively. Great fullback for this North County Raiders team for the past few years. He'll do anything. He's lined up as wide receiver before in the past for the Raiders. Handoff Job Smith. There's Clayton Chandler lead blocking for him as he follows that block through a gap on the left-hand side of the offensive line. Takes it to the near side hash mark, 11-yard line, 1st and 10, once again for the North County Raiders on a pickup of 11.
And a great job by Job Smith waiting for his blocker as Chandler was going out making the blocks. He kind of stutter-stepped a little bit, saw the hole, and went to it and picked up the first down.
Job Smith showing off his intelligence, something Coach Jones has raved about him in the past, saying that he doesn't take many reps to really learn something. And because of that, they're able to use him in a lot of ways in the past few years. This time he's the primary back. Bobbled snap, Nolan Reed picks it up, fights his way forward because he couldn't really do much else with it. In picking it up, he kind of stumbled forward into that left-hand side A-gap. Lucky to hold on to it after doing so and takes it all the way to the 11-yard line, and that's when the horn sounds. So through 1 quarter of play, the North County Raiders hold a 14-0 lead, and they are knocking on the doorstep to adding another score. We'll see if they can punch it in when we return on AM 1240 KFMO.
Up on Windsor 13-0 at the end of one. Also no score. Perryville Potosi there in the second quarter as well. Go on, Glenn.
Greg, thank you very much. 12 minutes up on the clock until halftime here at Raider Field in Bonne Terre, Missouri. 14-0 North County Raiders. Glenn, the offensive line for the Raiders, dominant through the first quarter of play.
Well, both lines, dominant on offense, dominant on defense. Festus has not really been able to do much of anything on either side of the ball. And you got to think that after a couple of sustained drives by North County, 3 and out by Festus, that defensive line is only going to get weaker because they're going to get tired.
Handoff, Job Smith following his blockers in front of him again for another score. Job Smith takes it in from 11 yards out, and it is 20-0 North County Raiders. 1 play into the second quarter.
This is the North County offense that we were looking for a couple of weeks ago and we got last week. Now it's showing up again tonight. It seems like those holes are getting bigger and bigger, and they are finding them and getting into the end zone a lot quicker.
How about the first quarter and 5 seconds for Job Smith? 2 scores, 90 yards on 7 carries. He's averaging just under 13 yards per touch. He'll hold here. Snap down, kick up for Grant Mullins. The kick is good. 21-0. North County Raiders just 5 seconds into the second quarter, following an 11-yard score from Job Smith. Festus searching for answers offensively if they want to keep up in this game. We'll see if they can when we return on AM 1240 KFMO.
Gilster Marylee Corporation is actively hiring CDL drivers for their growing local fleet.
Like a lot, that means a lot. Like dance on back to the parking lot. Like saves and raves on the stuff you crave and waves from the names. Oh, hey.
Wait. So exactly how much is a lot?
Like a lot of bang for a little buck, like a fillet for the price of chop, like a short stack. That's a mile high or lasagna. Pound to the sky. It's a lot of something that'll make you smile and a lot of good to keep you shopping right. So grab a friend and take a bite. You might just find there's a lot to like. Hey, that's a lot.
Hi, I'm Julie Pratt.
Listening to high school football on AM 1240 KFMO.
North County Raiders set to kick it away once again. Deep to return for the Festus Tigers, Landon Bradshaw and Armand Branch. It's a short kickoff. Ball is loose. Oh, and it's going to be a dog pile. Two players wrestling for it between the Festus Tigers and the North County Raiders. And Festus comes up with it. A lucky break for the Tigers, Glenn. Is like we talked about before. North County almost got the last one. They got even closer on this one.
Yeah, they did. They got in there really quick, and it looked like they might have had a hand on it at one point. But the Festus Tigers stayed after it. And like you said, it was a dog pile down there, and Festus will come out with the ball. That is big for them because they can ill afford to put that defense, which is getting tired already in the first quarter and coming into the second quarter. They need to keep that defense off the field and get this offense going.
And get the offense going is right. That's something they've failed at doing throughout this game so far. Rickerman, handoff up the middle. A give to Kyan Roberts Day up the near sideline. Roberts Day stiff arms a defender and tumbles down as he was trying to walk that tightrope on the near side to stay in bounds. That's the best run of the day from the Festus Tigers. A pickup of just about 20 yards.
Speaking of guys you're not going to bring down with an arm tackle, that guy is huge coming out of that backfield. He had some speed, and quite frankly, I think he stepped out of bounds is where they're going to mark it. But if he had kept his feet in bounds and maybe a little bit more of a balance, he might have gone all the way.
He's lined up running back on the right-hand side next to Cole Rickerman. Another handoff to Kyan Roberts Day. Lowers his shoulder into a pile of Raiders and falls forward for a short gain of 3 on the play.
Kind of looks like that A.J. O'Fadley says, okay, we're going to play the power game now. We haven't been able to throw it. We haven't been able to run it, so we're going to put a big guy in the backfield, give it to him, and see if he can just do some damage.
Let's put our future Baylor Bear in the backfield, give the ball to him, and see what he can do. Kyan Roberts Day, great athlete, recruited by Baylor to play tight end. He's been recruited by them since before he played varsity football, back when he was in Joplin. Rickerman, back to pass, steps up in the pocket as he gets hit down the middle of the field, just a bit too high, incomplete, trying to connect with his sophomore receiver, Landon Yates.
I don't know if he heard footsteps, but he was certainly getting some pressure from the backside, and I think he might have rushed it just a bit because if he had to do that over again, he had a guy downfield he could have hit. He just threw it too high.
It was Joe Ortman who was providing that pressure on the right-hand side. That's the blind side of Cole Rickerman. They'll bring up 3rd down, 7 yards to go for the first.
That has to be like the most nerve-wracking thing to hear those footsteps coming from your backside.
Well, especially when your mental clock starts just sounding alarms after a few seconds before those footsteps even come. Trips to the right, play fake, quick hit on that side. Roos has it, first catch of the ball game for him. He gets lassoed to the turf by the tight end who replaced him, Andrew Civi, with the tackle.
Well, I'm certainly not going to question A.J. O'Fadley because he knows a lot more about football. In fact, he's probably forgot more about football than I know. But it seemed like after those first 2 plays, it looked like that they had found a formula to move the ball, and they went away from it. Let's see if they go for it here, which it looks like they're going to, and if they do something involving the same players again, or if they do something a little different.
10.5 to go, second quarter. 21-0 Raiders already. They've moved the ball with ease down the field, and it does appear like Festus will be going for it. Cole Rickerman is the quarterback and punter as well, similar to Nolan Reed for North County, so he easily could step back and boot it away. Rickerman with a running back and trips to his left, one receiver to his right. He'll drop back to pass. With time, pump fakes. Now he'll roll left-hand side. He'll tuck it, nowhere to go. Breaks one tackle as he stumbles forward. Now look at him as he's got some room to run up the near sideline. It'll depend on the spot whether or not he's got the first down, and they will give it to him.
That was like maybe a half a foot from being a tackle in the backfield. And Rickerman just kind of outfoxed the defensive lineman there, actually the linebacker, and got away from him and got downfield just enough to get that first down. That is their first down of the night, and they needed that one bad.
I'll tell you what, 4th down, and it was about 8 yards to go for the first. When Rickerman tucked that in his left hand, my thought was, oh no, what are you doing? You're not going to be able to run for the first down. But with his 6'4" frame, he extended his stride like a gazelle and picked up the first. Handoff on a jet sweep to Landon Yates, who's in motion. He gets spilled to the outside. He definitely has nowhere to go that time as he's taken down for a loss of 3.
And again, Festus trying to string out that North County defense to the outside, and they just can't get out there. North County is quicker to the outside than they are, and they're not picking up any yardage at all. In fact, losing a couple of yards there.
2nd down and long. And I'm with you. I'm surprised they didn't just keep giving the ball back to Kyan Roberts-Day. He's a fantastic athlete with the ball in his hands. He has fewer carries on the season than Landon Bradshaw, but he's got 253 yards to lead the team. He also leads them in average and in rushing touchdowns. Rickerman back to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires it down the middle. He's got his man Landon Yates, who scores. Rickerman to Yates from 27 yards out, and the Festus Tigers are on the board. They trail 21-6. Greg Allen has an update for us. We'll get to that after the PAT here. 9:11 to go in the second quarter, and that was a great play from Festus. They've been waiting for that pass to get open in the middle. They missed it a few times, Glenn. They connected that time.
Yeah, that was a perfect pass. It was a perfect route, and North County had backed up a little bit on the receiver Yates, and he just waltzed right into the end zone.
Kick is up from Emily Holt, and the kick is good. 14th passing touchdown of the season for Cole Rickerman comes with 9:11 to go in the second quarter. That'll cut it to a 2-score game. Greg Allen, what's going on throughout the Parkland area?
Well, the Central Rebels back on the board thanks to Jet Bridges, a 5-yard touchdown run.
I'd love to help you plan for retirement. At Belgrade Financial in Deloge, we work to build a financial plan that will focus on your individual needs. Retirement doesn't have to be hard. Let me work for you. Come see me today at Belgrade Financial Services in Deloge.
Hi, I'm Danielle Burns with Keller Williams, and here are some of my listings.
Player with an ineligible number for the North County Raiders. Lucas Richardson, the sophomore, putting his big mitts on that one and holding on for the North County Raiders. Good job, I should say, receiving it cleanly that time, as we've seen in the last half a game and throughout this game so far with the one other one they had to receive. Been a little problematic for North County at times.
I would say Brian Jones probably had an ulcer about that one when he first caught it, because he just looked like he was not going to hang on to it. But he did a great job just smothering the ball and then going down, not trying to, hey, I got a 48 yards in front of me, let's run it into the end zone. He just went down, and North County has the ball.
North County with the ball in enemy territory to begin this drive. They've got it on the 48-yard line of the Festus Tigers, 1st and 10. Clayton Chandler goes in motion from slot right to left. They'll run behind him. Job Smith right up Broadway, taken down after a short gain on the play as he picks up 3 yards. I want to talk about Emily Holt for a second. Yes, Emily Holt, she's a girl on the football team, and she wasn't on the team to begin the year. She joined midseason after brother Connor Holt, the starting center for the Festus Tigers, showed Coach O'Fadale film of her kicking. Coach O'Fadale saw that and said, we need a player that can kick, and brought her onto the team. She now does the kicking duties and the kickoff duties as well, as Nolan Reed keeps it up the middle. He's wrapped up at the ankle. 2 Festus Tigers come in up high to take him down as a flag comes in from the upper level.
Yeah, I say it's a flag. It's going to be on North County, so that's going to back him up. But, both Festus guys backed him up and actually bent him backwards, and that's why you heard the groan a little bit from the North County crowd in front of us.
There was nothing malicious about it, but that's the risk when a player gets wrapped up around the ankles is whenever anyone is going to come in up high, no matter which way you take them down, it's really hard to not get twisted or bent in an awkward way.
Yeah, of course, you also try to put your hands back there or whatever to try to keep yourself from falling too hard, and sometimes that's where you get hurt as well. But nobody hurt. Everything's good. North County does have a penalty, and they're backed up.
2nd and 16 following the hold-in penalty, and now the Raiders on their own half of the field. Toss, Job Smith waiting for something to develop. Absolutely nothing does as he gets walloped out of bounds by the Festus Tiger defense.
That time, the offensive line of North County had a hard time keeping the defensive line of Festus out of the backfield, as they only picked up maybe a yard or so, if he even got that much. In fact, it looks like they didn't get much at all. And North County's offense not working right now, even though they've got some good field position.
8:17 to go, second quarter. It's a 21-7 lead for the North County Raiders. They've been able to move the ball with ease throughout the first almost quarter and a half of this game. However, this drive so far, they've been stuck in reverse. This is going to be a 3rd down, 18 yards to go for the first. This drive began on the enemy 48. Right now, they're on their own 44. Reed drops back to pass. He's got time. Now he'll roll to his left. Pressure comes. He gets away from it as he tucks and runs up the left-hand side and lowers his shoulder into a Festus Tiger, knocked out of bounds just past the original line of scrimmage as he takes it all the way to the 47-yard line of the Festus Tigers. A run of about 9 yards. It'll bring up 4th and manageable if North County decides to go for it.
And I really feel sorry for that defender over there, because I'm telling you right now, he got decked whenever he tried to take on Nolan Reed by himself, and he wound up getting the worst of that.
It's funny, you think 9 times out of 10, you got to tackle a quarterback. Okay, it's not that bad. Oh, a little too aggressive. The Festus Tigers. Kyan Roberts-Day jumps offside. 5 yards for free for the North County Raiders. It'll nowhere be near enough for the first, but this makes this 4th down a lot more manageable. It's 4th and 4 instead of 4th down and 9. 3 receivers right, and a wide receiver split out wide left for the North County Raiders as they work no huddle. 4th down and 4. Festus jumped off sides. No one moved for North County, though, so that's not going to be encroachment. They didn't snap the ball either. North County resets the play as they're all checking their wristbands. 2 to go on the play clock. Reed drops back. He gets the snap off in time, steps up in the pocket, and he's sacked. Sacked by Eli Ortman. The sophomore outside linebacker forces the turnover on downs, and the Tigers defense gets a stop for the first time tonight. Greg Allen's got an update for us back in the studio. Greg, what are you looking at?
Sean, end of the first quarter in Farmington. Knights on top of Poplar Bluff, 14-7. Hillsborough at the end of the one leads Windsor 13-0. Battle of winless clubs. Fredericktown the first to score. 9:59 to go in the second quarter. Colby Donahue with a reception from 25 yards out. Black Cats lead DeSoto Dragons 7-0. Sean, back to you.
Thank you so much, Greg Allen. It's 1st and 10 for the Festus Tigers, who break huddle with 2 receivers and a tight end to the left-hand side, and they'll flip the running back Bradshaw from Rickerman's right to his left. Jab step from Bradshaw, gets it on a handoff and cuts it right back up the middle, trying to make something out of nothing as he fights forward into a pile of offensive and defensive linemen. It's only a gain of 1 on the play.
Well, North County needs to stop now defensively. Yes, they are up 21-7, but you do not want Festus with 7:44, plenty of time on the clock in this second quarter. You don't want them to go down and put points on the board, because that puts them right back in this game.
Festus Tigers will also receive the ball to begin the second half, but still plenty of time on the clock here in the first half. Just under 7.5 to play, second quarter. Roberts-Day back in the backfield next to Cole Rickerman, the quarterback. Rickerman sends a man in motion. It's Roos. He lines up to the left-hand side of the offensive line. Handoff Roberts-Day. He runs that side. Roberts-Day with a gap up the middle. Stiff arms a defender to the turf. That's Peyton Allen that he stiff-armed. One man to beat. Cuts inside, goes back outside, takes it in. What a run from Kyan Roberts-Day, showing off the strength as he stiff-armed Peyton Allen to the turf, who's 6'4", 236, and he made him look like a safety.
I tell you what, he looks like a man among boys out there. He is big, he is fast, he is smooth. I mean, everything about him looks good. That's why we were so surprised after those first 2 runs in the last possession that they just kind of went away from him. And on that particular play, they handed it to him, and he just took off, and nobody could catch him. And that looked like a 55-yarder for Roberts Day.
55 yards. Kick is up from Emily Holt. It's good, and we're back to a one-score game. 21-14 your score. Festus has scored 14 unanswered. Raiders getting the ball when we return on AM 1240 KFMO.
Complete Vision Care in Leadington and Festus. We are here to...
How much time?
7:00.
If you're looking to buy or sell, give me a call. I'm happy to help.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. And throughout our history, it has never wavered. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services. They offer
Gave one away for the Festus Tigers on their kickoff receiving team.
That's what we saw against Hillsborough for North County on the special teams. It was almost like nobody wanted to take charge. They saw the ball, they just didn't go after it. And so the ball rolled around on the ground, and sure enough, Festus has picked it up, and they have a first down in North County territory. They're down by 7 with a chance to go down for a potential tie.
And they've got the momentum as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kyan Roberts Day, I don't see him on the field as of this moment.
He almost makes you think that, in the old days they used to say, you can only play so much because you're dominating. But, man, he has been good in this game.
Rickerman drops back to pass with time on the outside, finds his favorite target, Armand Branch. Branch wrapped up by a pair of Raiders, taken down after he picks up 6 on the play.
And I think what that's doing for Festus, not only is it giving them the points they need, but it's also starting to loosen things up in that secondary, so that gives the receivers a little bit of chance to run down there.
And like you talked about before, gives the defense a breather. Mm-hmm. That defense was out there, and they were getting pushed back on roller skates throughout the first quarter by the Raiders' offense. Now in the second quarter, especially over these last couple minutes, they've been able to relax a little bit, get a breather, get some water, some Gatorade in your system too. Pistol formation for Rickerman as he sends a receiver in motion out to the left-hand side, and now a flag comes in. It was meant to look like motion from Eric Roos as he came out of his stance sprinting laterally, and now they're going to back up the Raiders. Wow. I think they're going to say the Raiders are the ones who jumped.
And I think everybody's surprised because obviously we're surprised. We thought it was the other way around, but even the Festus crowd was like, oh, that's us? Great. And they are all excited now. And Festus is moving this ball again via penalty and via their offense.
Bruce thought that was him as well. He's the one who came out of his stance for Festus. He ran laterally towards us, and he just threw his head up in the air like, oh, my God, I screwed up. I think he was as shocked as anyone that that's going against North County. So a break for the Tigers puts them on the enemy 36-yard line. Now whistles coming in, and it's going to be a timeout by the North County Raiders. First timeout either side is taken here in the first half. It comes with 5:50 to go in the second quarter. Timeout brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau agents Mike and Ashley Santagraw. 21-14, North County leading, but Festus has the momentum and the ball on AM 1240 KFMO.
Home care services, consumer-directed services, transportation, and adult daycare services. A1 Home Care will tailor the care plan to meet your needs. A1 hires reliable, caring, and trustworthy individuals to perform the care you need and deserve. A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services.
Go Raiders!
I'm Rob Baker.
Seconds later, the Trojans score a touchdown thanks to Gavin Portell, 7-0 Potosi, 3:50 to go first quarter. Sean?
Dylan Wyrick successfully icing the kicker. How often do you see the opposite happen where the initial kick is no good, a timeout's called, then when they redo the kick, it's the second one that goes. Rickerman back to pass. He's got plenty of time. Now he'll step up in the pocket. Time runs out as he's taken down by a pair of Raiders. Joe Ortman, the first one in there. Mason Lay in there as well. And it's a sack for the Raiders, pushing this offense back for the Festus Tigers behind the sticks. Loss of 3.
And you got to give some credit to that secondary for North County because they stayed on their receivers. They did not let them get steps on them, and that's why he had no place to go, and Rickerman went down.
Second down and about 13 yards to go for the first. 5:10 to go, second quarter. 21-14 your score. Timeout taken by the North County Raiders, brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau agents Mike and Ashley Sansagraw, located on St. Genevieve Avenue in Farmington, North State Street in Deloge. Roberts Day trying to find some daylight on our side of the field as a flag comes in. I think this is going to go against the Festus Tigers. At least it will if the North County Raider fans who are screaming for holding have their way.
That's a couple of former football players here at North County, too, and a couple of them, I think, were coaches. And one of them yells right at the very outset of that, that's a hold, and he may get his wish here.
You want to know who I ran into on the field during pregame?
Who's that?
Lee Freeman.
Oh, yeah.
Love Coach Freeman. Haven't talked to him since he was the head coach of the Hillsboro Hawks. So good to see him. He said he's enjoying retirement right now, not having to worry about the stresses of football. Players who are out, players who may be acting up. You know, he gets to relax and enjoy his weekends now and enjoy his Friday nights as well. So always a fun time talking with Coach Lee Freeman.
You know, for years when you talked about Hillsboro, it was Art Johanningmeyer. I mean, it seemed like he was there for 200 years. Every night after a game, Art Johanningmeyer. And now Coach Johanningmeyer is helping out the Hillsboro program, and some of the guys that worked with him, anyway, up to that point, he helped him out for quite a few years.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for the Festus Tigers, staring at a second down and 23. Ball on the 46-yard line, still on the Raiders' half of the field. Rickerman drops back, way back, setting up a screen left-hand side. It's tipped. Oh, and Civi. I don't know if he saw it. I don't know if he would have had a chance at it, but that was within his range after it was tipped. It falls innocently incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Festus Tigers.
And again, I'm looking at Roberts Day. We've been talking about him tonight. He, as I said, he kind of looks like a man among boys out there. He's so big. He's so athletic. They've used him in the backfield, and every single time in the backfield, he has picked up chunks of yards, including that big, long 55-yard touchdown run. And they've got him swung out like a wide receiver kind of in the slot there, and now they're going to call a timeout.
He'll play all over the place for the Festus Tigers, who did just burn a timeout, brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau.
Baker's Academy of Martial Arts has a rich martial arts history and continues the legacy of many great masters. Baker's Academy offers fun, safe, and challenging classes for adults and children. Call 218-9596 and see us on the web at bakersacademy.net.
How do you measure success? In points? In wins? Or trophies?
To set up an appointment today. Julie Pratt, Belgrade Financial Services, 431-3999.
21-14 your score. 4:34 to go, second quarter. Festus Tigers with an empty set for their senior quarterback, Cole Rickerman. He'll drop back to pass with time. Now he'll be spilled out of the pocket as time runs out. Peyton Allen chasing him down and knocks him to the turf as the ball comes out. Rickerman just barely getting that one away. It did appear there was a receiver in the vicinity, so it won't be intentional grounding.
And with 4:28 to go, here comes the punt team for the Festus Tigers.
Well, that's what North County needed on defense, and they were not going to be in good shape if Festus went down and scored after taking a 21-0 lead and seeing it shrink to 21-14. So North County's defense did the job, and I got to give accolades to the official back there because both the defensive lineman Allen and the quarterback went out of bounds at the same time, got tangled up, and sometimes you see those guys pull that flag out, but he kept it in his pocket.
A good call to eat the flag. It was a clean play there as Rickerman was hit as he was throwing. He was inbounds as well. Let go by Job Smith. Oh, it just trickles into the end zone for a touchback as one of the gunners for the Festus Tigers came from all the way in the near side of the field to the opposite corner and just got to the ball as it crossed the pylon into the end zone. If he got there a step sooner, we could be talking about 1st and 10 with the offensive lineman's heels inside the end zone, Glenn.
Yeah, that was very, very close. Job Smith decided to let it go and not try to touch it, and boy, it was close to being something right up against the goal line, but instead it's going to come out to the 20, which will give North County a little bit of breathing room. And with 4:18 to go, a sustained drive here that puts points on the board is really going to be something they're looking for.
4-minute offense for the North County Raiders. They've got 2 timeouts to work with as well. They break huddle, 3 receivers right. Swing past that side to Job Smith. Smith follows his blockers, and the Festus Tigers swarm him after a short gain on the play. All that work, and he picked up just a yard.
Yeah, it's not much work, or it's not much of a yardage out of that, but he did get at least a yard out of that. Festus defense a little bit more relaxed and a little more rested right now because they've gotten off the field for a little while. A couple of possessions in a row, they've got to sit down, so let's see if North County can test them.
The Raiders with 3 receivers right, 1 all the way to the left. A running back to the right of the quarterback, Reed and Job Smith. North County changing the play at the line of scrimmage with 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Reed with time to the middle of the field. Incomplete. A lot of contact before the ball came in as the intended target was Tegan Keller. He was being blanketed by Landon Yates. No flag comes in, though, and I think Yates might have had a little bit of early contact on Tegan Keller. The pass was a little low, but I think their arms kind of got tangled up, Glenn.
Yeah, I think it's what it was. I think the officials are saying that they really just kind of got tangled up a bit. Both arms were kind of flapping at each other there. Yates looked around thinking, are you going to throw a flag or not? So did Keller, but no flag, and it brings up 3rd down.
Now, Keller is the one that wants to be looking around. Yates, you just want to be as incognito as possible. Chin to chest, look down. Just kind of blend in with your surroundings as best you can. I formation for the Raiders. Reed gets the snap. Play fake as he rolls to the left. Pressure comes. Gets it away, but it's a little low, incomplete, trying to find Andrew Simvey. That will bring up 4th down and 9, and the Raiders are going to give it back to the Festus Tigers with a punt coming up here. Now Festus has a chance to potentially tie this game. 3:26 to play in the second quarter. Clock is stopped because of the incomplete pass. They've got 2 timeouts themselves.
Yeah, you didn't really want it to if you're North County just take about, less than a minute off the clock. You wanted to take some time off the clock, maybe get into scoring position, do something that maybe puts points on the board. Instead, it's 3 and out and giving Festus the ball right back.
It'll be Nolan Reed to boot it away. Landon Bradshaw back deep to return. The kick is a good one as it skips out of bounds right in front of the North County Raider bench. The official is going to spot it at the 44-yard line of the Festus Tigers. That's where the drive will begin for the black and gold.
Good field position again for Festus. Really, both teams have had pretty decent field position all night. That 20-yard line for the North County Raiders on their last possession is probably their worst. And then you look back at Festus, they've had it on their own 35 and their own 28, but both teams have been kind of at midfield all night long.
That's going to happen when both sides are kind of just onside kicking it to each other. We've seen maybe one kick semi-deep from the North County Raiders, and it was a low squib kick.
I often wonder about that, too. I mean, you've seen a couple of times Festus and North County try what looks like an onside kick or at least a little squib kick only a couple of yards away. Why not a line drive down the middle and at least get it out into the end zone and put them on the 20?
Well, you see the risk reward that we saw before where the Festus Tigers got the ball on an onside kick. Rickerman dropping back to pass on 1st and 10 as he's pressured. He rolls out to his left and now will just duck out of bounds right about the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That does stop the clock since he spills out of bounds, though, with 3:13 to go.
And these receivers are not finding much room after that touchdown we saw from Rickerman to Yates, where it looked like Yates was wide open, cutting across the middle. We haven't seen a lot of wide open receivers since then, so that secondary has clamped down just a bit, and the defensive line of the North County Raiders still spending a lot of time in the backfield.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 44-yard line. Got to get across midfield and an extra 4 yards to pick up the first for Festus. They'll hand it off to Bradshaw, trying to find a lane on that right-hand side, and he is spilled out by Peyton Allen, who is stride for stride with him and taken down for a loss.
Great job by Peyton Allen again, chasing a guy who's probably, you would think, at least faster than Peyton Allen, but he chased him down in the backfield, would not let him get around him. He's quicker than the guy in the backfield, too, so that's why it's coming up as a third down. It looks like about 12.
The official spot makes it 3rd and 13 following the loss of 3. And you're right. Landon Bradshaw, you would think, is faster. He's 5'8", 160. Peyton Allen, 6'4", 236.
At least quicker, and he could not get around him. That's what's so cool about that.
Twin receivers and a tight end to the left-hand side. Running back now sets up on that side right next to Cole Rickerman. He's got one receiver on the opposite side. Rickerman back to pass down the middle of the field again, finding Landon Yates on that crossing route. He breaks a tackle past the 40, taking it across the 30, and finally taken down.
Well, that time Yates went down the middle of the field, kind of set up and waited, and Rickerman found him wide open. North County was unable to close up that zone, and with just a little over 2 minutes to go here in this first half, North County is in danger of losing what was a 21-0 lead.
Their second connection greater than 25 yards. The last one a 27-yard pitch and catch. This one for 31 yards. Under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Festus taking their time as the clock continues to roll. We're down to 1:45. They come out, tight end receiver right, and 2 receivers to the left. The quarterback, Rickerman, with a running back straight behind him in the pistol set. They motion Eric Roos to tight end left-hand side. Handoff to that side. And smacked in the backfield. He does fight forward for one. Is Landon Bradshaw. Coming in from the second level to lay the hit was Nolan Reed. With 1:20 to go, clock continues to roll here, second quarter. And at what points do the Festus Tigers take those timeouts that they have? They've got 2 left to play with. I don't think they'd take one here as they've burned a few seconds off the clock just getting set. They're still taking their time. Mulling around right now, getting a play from the far sideline as we're under a minute to go. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Shotgun set. Rickerman with a running back in his right hip pocket. Snap. Drop back to pass. Under pressure. Rickerman staring down the barrel of the gun. Gets it to his receiver. Armand Branch on the far sideline. Pitch and catch. Good for 9. He's just short of the line necessary for the first. Greg Allen's got an update for us back in the studio. Greg, what's going on?
Sean, we told you at the outset, Hillsboro's Jackson Patterson, an outside shot with a good day-to-day to surpass 1,000 yards rushing in the season. Cannon Carr for Poplar Bluff, a 1-yard touchdown run to tie Farmington at 21 all. Cannon Carr surpasses 4,000 career yards on that drive. 4:35 to go in the second. They're tied at 21 in Farmington.
Greg Allen, thank you very much. Here we've got 3rd down, 2 yards to go for the first. Pistol formation in the backfield. Kyan Roberts-Day. He's offset a little bit to the left of Cole Rickerman. Gets it on a handoff. Taking up the left-hand side. And a solo tackle for a loss. Andrew Civey taking down the future Baylor Bear. And a bear is a good way to describe Kyan Roberts-Day. By comparison, he is 6'3", 250 pounds. Brandon Jacobs, a huge monster running back for the New York Giants for a long time. He was 6'4", 260 pounds. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout with him. It's brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau agents Mike and Ashley Sansegraw. 4th down and 4. Decision time for the Tigers when we return on AM 1240 KFMO.
Carpets need cleaning. For state-of-the-art carpet cleaning for your home or business, call Bryant Restoration at 573-366-6351.
21-14 your score, 30 seconds to go until halftime, and the Festus Tigers have it. 4th down, 4 yards to go for the first. They're the ones that took that timeout. Receiver left, and a tight end and 2 receivers to the right. Quick hit, left-hand side. They got the receiver, Isaac Stuka. He's fighting forward, got enough for the first down, and he goes down out of bounds. What a job by Stuka to get out of bounds and stop the clock with 22 seconds to go. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Festus Tigers offense. Ball on the 14-yard line. Now they're going to wind the clock, in fact, so they said he was down inbounds, in fact. The clock stopped while they were resetting the sticks, and now the Festus Tigers will take yet another timeout. We'll step aside once again. 1st down and 10 for the Festus Tigers with the ball inside the 20. They're down by 7 when we return on AM 1240 KFMO.
Hungry? You know who to call. It's Domino's. Whether it's delicious pizza, chicken wings, pasta, sandwiches, or a bread side, Domino's has got you covered. Right now, get a large 2-topping pizza and a bread side for just $15.99. And if you have a large group to feed, call for their special pricing for 5 or more large 1-topping pizzas. For your convenience, Domino's offers delivery, pickup windows, or car-side delivery in their convenient marked locations. Domino's in Bonne Terre, Farmington, Potosi, Fredericktown, St. Genevieve, and Park Hills.
Missouri Baptist.
All right, we'll take out of this, Greg.
Finish strong and shine on.
You can kick it.
Graduate and graduate courses start every 8 weeks and meet just 1 night a week. Learn more about how you can finish your degree close to home by visiting our Farmington Regional Learning Center on the outer road just north of the Fairgrounds Drive exit on Highway 67.
Hi, this is Bill Saharsky, head coach of Hillsboro Hawks, and you're listening to high school football on AM 1240 KFMO.
21-14 the score. And we talk pregame. This could be one of those games that comes down to whoever's possessing the ball at the end of the half. The Festus Tigers hoping they get a score before the end of the half. They'll get the ball to receive the second half kick as well. Rickerman with his hands up. He's not sure of the play. Wants to get it again from the far sideline. And he wants another player out there with him. There's only 4 eligible players out now for the Festus Tigers. Here comes the 5th in Landon Bradshaw. 3 receivers right, 1 split left in Stuka. Bradshaw lines up to the left of Rickerman. And Rickerman drops back to pass. Throwing a jump ball to the corner of the end zone, too far, incomplete. Looking to work Stuka in that one-on-one matchup he's got against the junior Cooper Kekek. Just a few seconds came off the clock. 18 seconds remain. 2nd down and 10 coming up with the ball on the 14-yard line. Upcoming broadcast schedule brought to you by the Bullpen Sports Bar and Grill. Sunday night football, Chiefs at Eagles, 11 o'clock pregame, noon kickoff in the Andy Reid Bowl. And look at this formation. 3 linemen, a tight end, and a receiver left. 3 linemen to the right, and a center in the middle. You also had a receiver on that right-hand side, and that will force the North County Raiders to call a timeout as they're going to figure out how you defend that little muddle-huddle formation from the Festus Tigers. We'll keep it here and use this as an opportunity to thank a few of our sponsors, including Julie Pratt, Financial Planner in Deloge, Service Master Restoration by MMCT in Park Hills and Hillsboro, and Bullseye Equipment and Rental located in Bonne Terre. Rest of that upcoming broadcast schedule on Monday, we've got volleyball action for you. South Iron takes a trip to Arcadia Valley, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock opening serve. And on Friday, Jackson at Farmington, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. You can listen to that game right here on AM 1240 KFMO. You can also watch it at the Bullpen Sports Grill, now open in Leadington, the area's newest hangout for sports fanatics and families of all kinds. To eat great food and have fun, visit the Bullpen Sports Grill at 1500 East Main Street in Leadington. That was a funky formation from the Festus Tigers. One of those, coach, you draw it up, you work on it in practice, and you hope to hang on to it as long as possible, but only pull it out in the moments you really need it. Coach O'Fadele thinks this is one of those moments. We'll see if they go back to that now that the North County Raiders know what to expect, at least formations-wise. And they will. 3 linemen to the left, 1 lineman to the right, and 2 receivers on that side as well. Another receiver lined up behind them. Now they'll motion back tight. Empty set for the quarterback, Rickerman. 3 receivers left in a bunch, 2 split out to the right. Rickerman drops back to pass, free rusher and Civi, and Rickerman just throws it at the feet of Stuka on the left-hand side. Andrew Civi had his ears pinned back and he was fired out of a cannon, came off that left-hand side and applied the pressure on Rickerman, who was lucky to get the ball away before a sack. Now the officials are talking illegal shift on Festus. I believe they're going to say not everyone was set. So a tough break for Festus. That's one of the hard things when drawing up those plays at the high school level. You do that at college or the pro level. Now Festus getting players in and out quickly as the clock begins to run. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Shotgun set. Cole Rickerman with a running back to his right. 5 seconds to go. This will be the final play. Rickerman back to pass, taking a shot at the end zone into 3 defenders, and it's Roos with the touchdown. Roos was surrounded by his former teammates and held on to that ball for dear life in the end zone for the score with zeros across the board. It's now 20 unanswered for the Festus Tigers with a potential 1 more coming here from the place kicker, Emily Holt. Touchdown came from 14 yards out. Snap down, kick up, and the kick is true. The score, 21-21, all tied up between the Festus Tigers and the North County Raiders. After this game looked like it was going to be all Raiders early, it was the Festus Tigers applying the pressure late and putting 21 unanswered up on the board to tie us up at 21-21. We're now going to send it down to the field. Glenn Berry joined by Brian Jones, head coach of the North County Raiders.
All right, we're with Brian Jones, the head coach of the North County Raiders. And, Coach, a great first quarter, got out to the lead. Now it's tied up here at halftime. What do you tell your team at halftime?
Well, I'm going to tell them that what I told them before the game, that 21 wasn't enough, and we got to play a full game. And maybe right now they'll listen to me a little bit, because that's been a problem this year, is those guys listening to me.
All right, so, Coach, you go in and tell them the kind of strategy you have for coming out in the second half. How do you stop a guy like Roberts Day, who seems to be so huge and is picking up chunks of yards every time he gets the ball?
One that's hurting us. We got
Jeep Ram. Still the same great quality and service you expect, but the name reflects their growth, expansion, and commitment to you and your needs. Stop in and visit today. Pettis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Farmington. Just take the outer road at the Fairgrounds exit and go north. Good Earth Tools in
They offer
Don't fall off.
Stand up, Raider fans, for the North County Fight Song. Stokes color guard is under the instruction of Taylor Joplin and Ashley Joplin.
I missed.
7-0 with the PAT. And the North Town Raiders wouldn't stop there. Second drive. Up
Good. You got one knocked over,
Let's hear it one more time for the Raider Regiment. And tonight, for your continued halftime entertainment, are your 15-time state champion, North County Raiderettes. Fundraisers are underway for the team's 33rd annual variety show and Prince and Princess contest. The team thanks you for your support of these various endeavors. Butter braid sales begin next week. See any Raiderette or candidate to order. Information will also be posted on the Raiderette's Facebook page, and orders can be placed online. Raiderette's journey to the NBA National Championships is sponsored by national super sponsor Domino's, Raider-owned and feeding Raider Nation. Tonight's routine was inspired by NBA routines learned at Elite Camp this summer and then prepared for the team by Maddie, Taylor, Nora, Cadence, and Bella. The Raiderettes are coached by Ashley Douglas, assisted by Leslie McLean. Ladies, your music
To start the second half, he'll come out with Cole Rickerman at quarterback, who's got his 14th and 15th touchdown of the season so far. At running back next to him, Landon Bradshaw, Diane Roberts-Day, and Eric Russo, the tight ends, with Isaac Stuka and Armand Branch, the wide receivers. The O-line left to right. Peyton Besor, Eli Williams, Connor Holt in the middle. On the right side, it's Tyler Shepard, and Tyler Harris rounds out the offensive line. The defensive set for the North County Raiders and their 4-4 defensive front. Joe Ortman and Peyton Allen, the defensive ends, with Mason Lay and Brian Brewster clogging up the middle. The interior, or the linebackers, the four of them, Nolan Reed, Job Smith, Andrew Civey, and Clayton Chandler. The cornerbacks, Cooper Kekek and Dane McCoy, with the safety, Grant Mullins. Starting lineups brought to you by Shelter Insurance, proud to be a part of high school sports. Your local Shelter Insurance agents, we're your shield, we're your shelter. For the North County Raiders, when they get back out on offense, it'll be Nolan Reed at quarterback with Job Smith at running back alongside Clayton Chandler in the fullback spot. Isaac Easter and Tegan Keller, the wide receivers, with Andrew Civey at tight ends. And the offensive line left to right, Allen, Lay, Nash, Holmes, and Goggle. The defensive front for the Festus Tigers, Dante Brigette, Xavier Gould, Kyan Roberts-Day on the defensive line. The linebackers, Eli Ortman and Eric Roos are on the outside with Carter Cupp and Gavin Grass in the middle. And the defensive backs at the corner spots, Landon Yates and Henry Rue, with the safeties, Dalton Yates and Henry Young. North County Raiders getting ready to kick it away with Grant Mullins doing the honors. We'll see if it's another short kick for the Raiders that they try to pick up. The two back deep to return for the Festus Tigers, Armand Branch and Landon Bradshaw. A low kick, grabbed at the first level by Festus, and he has to fall on top of it as it almost came free. He does so before the North County Raiders can catch up to it. And it'll be good starting field position for that Festus Tigers offense, who has scored 21 unanswered. We'll see what adjustments the North County Raiders made on defense to try to stop that post pattern that Festus certainly found a hole in. First down and 10. The ball spotted on the 47-yard line, as the Festus Tigers work right to left on your radio dial. Snap, handoff on a jet sweep, and taken down for a huge loss on the play. I believe that's Landon Yates they tried to get the ball to in the jet sweep. It is, and it's Nolan Reed blowing it up for a loss of 8 on the play.
You could probably tell by Coach Brian Jones at halftime he was not real happy with his defense. And he said, we got to go in there and make some adjustments. We got to play some hard football. And as he said, 21 points is not enough for our offense. And Festus proved that in the first half.
No, and especially with that post pattern that he talked about, that Festus really found a hole in. Well, I'm curious to see if it's a linebacker underneath that needs to be dropping deeper or a corner that needs to be playing a little more inside. Snap, handoff to the running back, Bradshaw. Up the middle he goes, and he's got a decent gain on the play, picking up 5. Brings up a third down and 13 yards to go for the first.
We've talked about it so many times that momentum is so crucial to games like this. You get that momentum going. We saw that in the Hillsborough North County game. There we go, referring that game, where Hillsborough just kept getting the ball back and kept doing something with it. North County needs that momentum. They haven't had it for a while, and this could go a long ways to maybe getting that back.
I haven't seen a turnover in this game if you don't count the onside kicks. Third down, 13 yards to go. About a minute and a half into the second quarter. Dropping back to pass. Rickerman, he's under pressure as he rolls out to his right, being chased by the opposing quarterback in Nolan Reed and Peyton Allen, and he'll just spill out of bounds right about the original line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard. He was already behind the sticks, though, on 3rd and 13. He needed another dozen more than that. Going to bring up 4th and long. I imagine we'll see a punt here from the Festus Tigers.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see a punt here because that would try to pin North County back in the deep of their own territory. And if you can do that, maybe get the ball back after a 3 and out, then you've got better field position again. To chance it here for Festus would only be playing, I think, into North County's need for that momentum.
We haven't seen Job Smith get a punt return throughout this game either. Festus has done a nice job keeping the ball away from the lethal Job Smith. He's got 2 punt return touchdowns on the season. Snap high. Cole Rickerman uses his 6'4" frame to pull it down. Now he'll look to run. He tucks it in his left hand, comes up the near sideline, lowers his shoulder at the 50,
and he won't get any further than that. Great play by the North County Raiders punt team as they force a turnover on downs. They'll get the ball to start the second half on their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think that was a design play. That was a high snap that went awry, and Rickerman did everything he could with it, picked up a few yards, but nowhere near that first down. And now the North County Raiders get it on just barely on their side of the field. We'll call it the 49 3/4 on the North County side of the field.
Yeah, that nose of the football sniffing the 50-yard line. Score 21-21, North County. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve offensively for the second half. Direct snap, Job Smith right up Broadway, almost has it stripped away from him. He spins off the tackle, goes down after a gain of 8 as he runs right across that NC logo at midfield.
Well, North County has not seen a lot of success in this after the first quarter. They had 3 touchdowns in that first quarter and into the second quarter, and we're up 21-0 with about 5 seconds into the second quarter. After that, it's been all Festus.
Ball loose on the turf, still loose. And I think Nolan Reed was able to pick that up with his fingertips and then get knocked forward for the first down.
That shows you how strong Nolan Reed is, because I don't think – I mean, he was bent over at the waist. He didn't have any of his legs behind that run, and he just leaned forward, and they pushed him down for the first down.
So a real lucky break for the North County Raiders. They get a fresh set of downs, and they hang on to the football. 1st and 10 on the opposing 40-yard line. North County taking their time but working no huddle as they've got 2 receivers to the right, 1 wide to the left, a tight end on that left-hand side, and a running back in the backfield with the quarterback Nolan Reed in Job Smith. Smith. Fake to him, QB keeper. Nolan Reed right up the middle, goes down. Ball comes out at the end. Officials are going to signal Nolan Reed down as the Festus fans making some noise. Nolan Reed was definitely down there, no question about it.
Yeah, you could see that from even our angle, and we're kind of high up a little bit away from the field. But you could see that when he hit the ground, he hit it hard, and then the ball came out.
Pickup of 4 on the play, 2nd down, 6 yards to go. But you wonder, with all these breaks that are going North County's way, at some point they keep playing with fire here. Are they going to get burned? Twins right, receiver left, tight end on that left-hand side. Direct snap, Job Smith, and he goes right up the middle, fighting for a gain of 2. 3rd down and manageable coming up.
North County has, I feel like, has been hanging onto the ball by the slimmest of margins is what I'm trying to say, and can't do it. And they're just barely keeping the ball each time. They kind of seem a little discombobulated on offense right now. However, they have picked up a first down, and they have a chance to go for another first down with the ball inside the 35-yard line, almost to the 34.
3rd and 4. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun set. Reed has Job Smith to his left. Play fake to Job. They find Clayton Chandler on a swing pass up the right-hand side. He's got the first down and then some more. It tumbles over a defender as he's taken down at the 25-yard line. Pitch and catch good for 9.
Great job that time by North County to disguise that run. It looked like going to be a run off to the right side. Instead, a little screen out to Chandler, and Chandler had wide open territory, and he took advantage of it, taking it all the way down to about the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 for the North County Raider offense. They come out with 3 receivers right, 1 receiver split left. Some tight coverage being played by the Festus Tigers defense as they give to Job Smith. He stiff arms 1 defender, gets taken down by the 2nd. Gavin Grass comes in for the stop. He's 2nd on the team and tackles at that inside linebacker spot. And it's a gain of 2 on the play for Job Smith. He crossed 100 yards rushing on the game with that first touch in the second half. He's currently at 104. Greg Allen's got an update for us back in the studio. Greg, what are you looking at?
Well, Sean, the game nobody wanted to score, and they get 2 touchdowns in a 17-second span to start that second half. Lane Sykes for Fredericktown with a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Point after no good. Caleb Coleman comes back for a DeSoto 55-yard touchdown run. 13-7 Black Cats, 11:28 to go in the 3rd.
Ball comes loose on a Nolan Reed keeper, and I think they're going to say he's down once again. Yes, he is. He picks up 9. That's enough for the first as he takes it all the way to the 14-yard line. Hang on, it'll depend on the spot, in fact.
North County's getting the holes to run, and they're also going to throw a flag on that. Is that what happened?
No, they signaled a first down for North County. Actually, there was a flag, personal foul, face mask on the defense. I didn't see that.
I saw the official's hand at the last minute as he was signaling, like he was signaling something against Festus, and I was like, wow. And as we heard in the box here from some of the folks talking down here, that's a big one. That's going to move it all the way down to about the 5-yard line, I believe.
First and goal from the 8, in fact. It's a big drive for the North County Raiders to start the second half. After what it was shy of one play, the first play of the second quarter, a disastrous second. Handoff, lowering his shoulder. Clayton Chandler keeps fighting for some extra yardage. Excuse me, that's Job Smith. He takes it all the way to about the 3.
We talked about Job Smith earlier, punishing one of the defensive backs. That time a linebacker got in front of him, and I saw the linebacker go back about 3 yards after Smith hit him, and even though Smith was tackled, the linebacker got the worst of that one.
Coach Jones with a lot of praise for Job Smith and the work he's put in the weight room. Got his weight up to 180 pounds. He's always been one of the quickest players on the field ever since he was a freshman. Now he's one of the strongest too. Job Smith right up Broadway on the direct snap. He will score, and the Raiders retake the lead.
Great job of a little misdirection there on the direct snap to Job Smith, and he just took it right up the gut. The whole pile moved, and Festus had no chance of stopping that one, and North County is back out in front.
His 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, 11th of the season, gives the Raiders a 27-21 advantage. It comes with 5:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. Smith will hold. Mullins to kick. Snap down. Kick is up, and it's blocked. I think 2 players for Festus got their hands on it. Dalton Yates, I believe, was the first one to do so. That keeps that score at 27-21. Advantage, North County. The ball going to Festus when we return on AM 1240 KFMO.
Growing up, we get an extra battery for
yardage.
8.
No, 3-yard touchdown.
3. I'm sorry.
No, we don't. I put new batteries in last week. How dead already?
Stick with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Find out how JJ Vickers can help you with your auto, home, and life needs. 5-7.
Domino's Pizza in Farmington, Bonne Terre, Park Hills, and Potosi, and Auto Plaza Chrysler Dodge in Farmington.
Kickoff out of bounds, right-hand side. Festus Tigers will get it with some decent field position on their own 35-yard line is where their drive will begin. 5:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. North County retaking the lead, missing the point after, so it's only a 6-point advantage for the Raiders.
And that could be a big deal tonight because we have seen both teams kind of evenly matched since that 2nd quarter, and that could be that maybe a touchdown, you score it, miss the extra point, might be the difference in this game.
Festus Tigers break huddle. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left, tight end on that side, and Cayenne Roberts-Day back in the backfield. I mentioned during halftime a size comparison for Roberts-Day. He's 6'3", 250. Brandon Jacobs, if you're not familiar with him, he was a running back for the Giants, as that's going to be a false start on Festus. Eric Roos jumping early. That'll back up the Festus Tigers 5 yards.
He's looking around like me. I mean, I know I jumped off, but didn't they move a lot before I did? But that was one of those things where North County kind of, coaxed him into it maybe just a little bit.
But to go back to Cayenne Roberts-Day, Brandon Jacobs is only 1 inch taller and 10 pounds heavier in his prime. And this guy was punishing NFL running backs. Roberts-Day is running around amongst high schoolers. Peyton Allen, he got a handful of what Roberts-Day is capable of when he's running at full speed and full strength as well. Snap, handoff to Roberts Day. He's met in the backfield, but sheds one tackler and finally gets spilled out of bounds. It was Nolan Reed who tried to take him down the first time. It turns into a short gain of 3, maybe 4 on the play.
And that was a great job of the North County defense, not only to get there and make the initial hit, which slowed him down just a bit. It did not stop him. He continued on for a little bit of yardage there, and the rest of the defense came up and sealed it off.
Gang tackling. That's what it's going to require for the Festus Tigers, or the North County Raiders, rather, to take down Festus Tigers tight end, running back, do-it-all man, Cayenne Roberts Day. He's now lined up on the right-hand side of Cole Rickerman, the quarterback. Tight end receiver left, 2 split to the right. Rickerman back to pass, under pressure. He'll be forced out to his right-hand side. Has a receiver over there in Armand Branch. Branch breaks a tackle, works it up that far sideline, and gets taken down. Nice pitch and catch for a big gain on the play of about 20.
And that's exactly what Brian Jones said at halftime. We have got to stop their wide receivers. They're getting out there, they're finding slots and getting open, and we're not covering them like we want to. And especially ticked off about that last touchdown right before the half ended. But they're going to have to do something. These wide receivers are going to run ragged on them.
One-on-one coverage between Dane McCoy and Armand Branch, a pair of juniors going at it. Branch, already one of the more decorated players in Festus Tigers football history in recent years as a receiver. Granted, the team hasn't done a lot of passing, but he's over 580 yards receiving entering tonight's game. A running back on either side of the quarterback, Rickerman. Handoff to Landon Bradshaw. He's forced up the middle instead of following his lead blocker, Roberts Day, because of penetration from the defensive front of the Raiders, and it turns into a gain of 1.
Well, it was a great job by the Raiders' defensive line that time. Roberts Day couldn't get out there and get in front of him. You know, sometimes the running backs do exactly what you said. They don't wait long enough for that blocker. They try to outrun their blocker, and then they get out there in the middle of no man's land and get hit by several defensive linemen.
2 receivers right, tight end, receiver left. It's Roberts Day as the tight end left-hand side. Running back to the left of the quarterback, Rickerman and Bradshaw. Bradshaw looks to the far sideline. He'll get a new play with 12 on the play clock. He sets up with his feet on the N of the NC logo at midfield, dropping back to pass. North County with a blitz. Joe Ortman's got him. Peyton Allen in there as well. The defensive end duo for the North County Raiders for the last year and a half comes up with a big sack on second down to force 3rd and long.
And if you're watching on TV right now, you see those guys getting into the backfield, and the offensive line is standing up. They cannot stop them. They're getting into the backfield. They're getting to the quarterback before he even has a chance to look downfield. And that time, a great job by the defense and a sack, taking it back to about the 48.
Loss of 7 on the play. Festus working no huddle. Will line up 2 receivers left and 2 to the right. It's Landon Yates in that slot right-hand side. Festus has gone his way with a post pattern quite a number of times throughout the first half. Let's see if they look that way again. On the outside, a little too low. Armand Branch can't pick it off the turf. It's incomplete, 4th and long. We got a punt coming up here. Greg Allen with an update for us back in the studio. Greg?
Sean, you got a punt. We got a ball game in Farmington. Poplar Bluff's got the lead on homecoming night for the Knights. 15-yard touchdown strike to Darius, don't call me Rucker, Graham. 7:27 to go in the third. Mules lead Knights 28-21. That's a week ahead of Jackson coming to town. At the half, Valley Catholic 42-0 over Jefferson. They're going to the 4th, and St. John Central on top of the Dragons 20-7. Sean and Glenn.
Greg, thank you so much. To punt, Cole Rickerman. To receive, Job Smith. The punt is away. It's a booming punt as well. Bounces once at the numbers, takes a friendly Festus bounce across the 15, and will die at the 14-yard line on the far side of the field. Rickerman, beautiful punt inside the 20. Going to be a long drive for the North County Raiders if they want to put some more points up on the board, but they are already holding a 6-point lead, Glenn, with 3:19 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, they want to put some points on the board, obviously. I mean, that's one thing you want to do when you're on offense, but if they can get some points and eat some clock, that's going to go a long way to helping them win this game tonight. What they don't want to do is 3 and out or turnover, especially this deep in their own territory.
Remember what Coach Jones said at halftime, Glenn, that 21 points isn't going to be enough. 6 points in the second half won't be enough. We saw Festus, their ability to score quickly. They put up all 21 of their points in the final 9.5 minutes before the half.
I thought that first quarter, I thought North County was going to run away with this thing.
Shotgun set. Nolan Reed with 2 fullbacks in front of him. Takes it on a keeper. patiently awaits for some blockers to develop in front of him, and when they do, it turns into a gain of 11 on the play.
Well, North County's doing what they do best, and that is running the ball, and they're getting some big chunks of yards on each time. In fact, they're going to pick up a first down on the first run. You like to see that if you're the offensive coordinator for North County.
71 yards on the ground for Nolan Reed, despite Job Smith being the game's leading rusher. Reed, in terms of yards per carry, right on his tail. Job Smith's got 7.5. Nolan Reed, 7.1 yards per carry. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Ball on the 25-yard line, and a keeper right up the middle for a short gain of 5 on the play. And it looks like North County is just content playing the numbers game here, as they love to do with Nolan Reed. If there's more players or fewer players in the box than North County has to block with, they're just going to keep it with Reed and run right up the middle.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job picking up 4 or 5 yards each time, and that means they're also eating up clock, and that's a good thing for North County.
We're down to 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Receiver either side, I formation. Hand off to Clayton Chandler, who's got some room. Chandler carrying a defender for about 9 yards as he crosses midfield and takes it to the Festus 40-yard line.
The only thing that kept Clayton Chandler from taking it to the house was that one defender had a hold of his jersey and was not letting go, and he pulled Chandler back to him so he could make the tackle. Other than that, if he could have got that jersey loose, I think Clayton Chandler would have taken it to the house.
And taking a ride on the Clayton Chandler Express is what he was doing. Chandler was dragging him as he was hanging on for dear life to Chandler's threads. Timeout on the field, taken by the Festus Tigers. We'll step aside with them. North County with the lead and driving as they're in enemy territory with a 6-point advantage on AM 1240 KFMO.
Hi, this is Tanya Thomas.
A receiver to the right and one receiver on that far side of the field right before the sideline. I formation behind the quarterback, Nolan Reed. Handoff Job Smith with some blockers in front of him, and Job Smith with a nice gain on the play of 14 yards. North County's found something running right up the middle, Glenn, and they are just beating that drum on this drive.
Exactly. They've had, in this half alone, they've had 7 first downs to Festus 1, and every time they seem to give that ball to Job Smith, he just takes it up the gut and at least picks up 5 or 6 and sometimes as many as 10, 15.
Either it's him or Nolan Reed, but the yards have come in bundles. Clayton Chandler with that long run of 30 yards himself. First down and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. Snap, handoff, Job Smith. Wait for blocks to develop again. They do. Job Smith with some nice blockers on the right-hand side, weaving his way in and out of defenders, taking it past the 15 to the 10. Another run of 16 yards this time.
That was a great move by Job Smith. He got that ball. He started up the right side. He kind of deked to the right and back to the left, and then the defenders were kind of picking up their shoes off the floor because he faked them out of their shoes big time, and that was just an excellent run, taking it all the way down to about the 10-yard line.
I love the patience from Job Smith when he's got the ball in his hands, just letting those blocks develop. Have some faith in that offensive line in front of you, and it's paid off for him on these past few carries.
So it's making him a really good running back.
I formation. And right ahead on the QB keeper goes Nolan Reed from the 10, fights all the way to the 5-yard line.
Something on a QB keeper you see usually is 1 or 2 yards. The quarterback takes the ball, he goes ahead a yard, 2 yards. A lot of times you see that at the goal line. That's the first time I've seen in a long time
5 yards out of a quarterback keeper, but that middle is soft in some ways as the third quarter comes to an end. North County is on the roll.
North County telling their fans to make some noise as they make their way to the sideline as the clock will wind down in the third quarter. Final frame coming up when we return. North County, they've only put 6 points up on the board. It feels like a lot more with the way this third quarter has gone. Fourth quarter coming up when we return. 27-21 Raiders looking to build on that lead after this on KFMO. If you're looking for a
Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. And throughout our history, it has never wavered. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services. They offer non-skilled nursing and in-home care services, consumer-directed services, transportation, and adult daycare services. A1 Home Care will tailor the care plan to meet your needs. A1 hires reliable, caring, and trustworthy individuals to perform the care you need and deserve. A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services.
Go Raiders!
Enigma.
I'm Rob Baker.
Something on the outside or somewhere else on that field.
Second and goal, ball on the 5-yard line. I formation behind the quarterback Reed. Hands it off, Job Smith. And he takes it in for 6. Job Smith, his 4th touchdown of the game comes from 5 yards out. And we'll see if the Raiders go for 2 here as the score 33-21.
That almost looked way too easy. I mean, they gave the ball to Job Smith, and he trotted into the end zone untouched. He just walked right into the end zone, and Festus is looking for answers again, and we'll see what North County does on this extra point.
Looks like they're bringing in some of the big boys. I think I saw Joe Ortman head out there. Yeah, he will head out there, and they're huddled up, so they're going to go for 2 on this play. They line up. I formation, shotgun set, though. It's inverted, and quarterback Nolan Reed gets the shotgun snap, takes it forward. Flag is down. They're going to say Nolan Reed is in for now, but I think we've got a flag on the North County Raiders. We'll see.
Well, that would be a big call, and yeah, we're going to have a flag on the North County Raiders, and that's going to bring it back, and they're going to have to do it again.
Interesting formation there, the inverted shotgun I formation. 2 fullbacks offset a little bit to the left of the quarterback, Nolan Reed, to lead block for him after he got the snap on that left-hand side. Think of it like a pistol formation, but instead of the running backs being directly behind the quarterback, they're actually in front of him and offset, like I said, a little bit to one side, so that way he can still take the shotgun snap cleanly. I like that formation for the North County Raiders, especially when you have a quarterback like Nolan Reed and his ability to run. North County still going to go for 2 with 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Running back to the right of the quarterback, Nolan Reed. Play fake, swing pass, left-hand side, Clayton Chandler. It's low. He makes the catch with his knee on the turf, so he'll be down right there, and that will do it for the 2-point try. 33-21 your score with 11:56 to go on AM 1240 KFMO.
personalized approach always encompasses your financial past, present, and future goals. Julie brings a lot of experience and a wealth of knowledge to her customers. Call or stop by to set up an appointment today. Julie Pratt, Belgrade Financial Services, 431-3999.
Hi, this is Corey Schweiss, head coach of the Central Rebels, and you're listening to High School Football on AM 1240 KFMO.
33-21 your score as Grant Mullins kicks a low kick that takes a couple of hops before it finally reaches the 35-yard line, and the Festus Tigers snatch it out of the air on a hop. That's where their drive will begin. Glenn, it's looking really good for the North County Raiders so far, but is this not a mirror image of how the end of the first quarter started the second quarter went? North County had a lead, one play into the second quarter. They build on that lead.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking here. You know, you look up, if you're a North County fan, you think, all right, we're up 33-21, and then you remember, we were actually up 21-0 in the first quarter and came out in the second quarter and blew the lead. So if you're North County, you got to stay diligent on defense. You've got to work hard. You've got to make sure that you don't give up the big play, but also don't let Festus come out here and move you up and down the field.
Festus Tigers break huddle with one receiver on the right-hand side. That's Armand Branch. He's now matched up against Cooper Kekek. They liked that matchup against Dane McCoy before. Running back to the right of the quarterback, Rickerman. Play fake. Rickerman in trouble. He's spilled out to his left and just flicks it, trying to find someone to throw it to. He did have a receiver in Landon Bradshaw in the area, and that may be the only reason why this is not intentional grounding. Greg Allen with an update back in the studio. Greg, what's going on?
Well, we're going back to Farmington at Hill Memorial Stadium, guys. This time, Casey McLean from 3 yards out, and the Knights have tied it with 4:29 to go in the third. This might be the game of the night. They're 28 all with Poplar Bluff. Meanwhile, Fredericktown blocks a DeSoto punt in the end zone. It's recovered by Garrett Marler. 7:26 to go in the fourth quarter. The Black Cats looking for win number one. They're up 14 on the Dragons, 21-7. Sean?
Greg, thank you very much. Second down, 10 yards to go. North County looks like they're showing blitz. Festus in a shotgun set. North County sends four. They look to the far side of the field. Connection. Stuka's got it. Sheds one tackler. Works up that left sideline. Lowers his shoulder into a defender and carries him for some extra yardage.
Great job that time by the wide receiver to go out to the left side, find the open hole, and then fake out the defender and get some extra yardage out of that. At the last part of that play, North County was trying to strip the ball, and I think rather than making the tackle, it helped him to go a few extra yards just hanging on to the ball.
Catch good for 35 yards, and Cole Rickerman is sniffing 150 yards passing on this game. Ball spotted. The hash furthest to us. Rickerman in the shotgun set, running back to his right in Roberts Day. They'll motion the tight end Eric Roos from the right side to the left side of the formation. Handoff. Roberts Day running that side with some room to run as well and some momentum. Carrying a pair of Raiders defenders before Nolan Reed finally drags him down to the turf.
I'm telling you what, when you got a guy like that and you're down inside the 30 or 20-yard line and you keep giving it to him, it's hard to bring him down. As you said, he is huge out there, about the same size as a former NFL running back we were talking about, Jacobson. Man, I'll tell you, it's going to be a hard thing to bring him down. He's not Brandon Jacobs yet, but he is looking pretty good.
That's the scary part. This is a high school senior, and he's almost that size. Now, granted, he's going to be playing tight end at Baylor next year, so I don't know how much running back work he'll be getting at that level, but just to be in that ballpark of size, weight, and speed at this level is something else. Handoff to the much smaller Landon Bradshaw, searching for a hole to cut through up the middle, finds one, takes it for a gain of 3. Bradshaw, by comparison, he is 5'8", 160 pounds. Roberts Day is almost a full 20 or 100 pounds rather heavier than him.
Wow. And think about that if you're on the defensive line. You're a 250-pound defensive lineman, and here comes a guy out of the backfield the same size as you. You've got linebackers that are smaller, and, of course, the defensive secondary is smaller. You don't want to go one-on-one with him in that backfield.
By comparison, none of the starting defensive linemen for the North County Raiders are as heavy as Roberts Day is. Back to pass. Pass left-hand side. Connection. Stuka. End zone. It's that same post pattern again. Rickerman finds him for 6 with 9:50 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, we heard Brian Jones say at halftime, he said, we can't let somebody go down and post up inside the end zone. But they did it again, and Festus goes back to the well. The same play that ran right before half that got him a touchdown that tied this game up is now going to pull him back in. and they're going to go for the extra point.
Third touchdown pass of the game for Cole Rickerman, 16 on the season, all of them to a different receiver. Emily Holt for the point after. Snap down, kick up, and the kick is good. 33-28 your score, 9:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. North County Raiders getting the ball back, but first, Greg Allen's got an update for us.
Well, you can just assume we're going to Farmington pretty much from here on out, guys, and that's where we're going. The Knights see Cannon Carr with a 12-yard touchdown run. Poplar Bluff back in front now. It is a 35-28 ball game. They still have a whole fourth quarter to go. Long way to go till final. 1:06 to go in the third. The Mules, though, lead 35-28. Central and St. Genevieve had traded touchdowns. Ruger Sutton with a 2-yard touchdown run and then a 2-point conversion. Sutton caught that from Jet Bridges, and then St. Gen immediately answers less than 2 minutes later with a 1-yard touchdown run by Austin McBride. With 5:12 to go in the ballgame in St. Gen, Central's on top 28-14. They're in the fourth in Perryville, 21-0 Potosi. Their final in Hillsboro, Hawks rout Windsor, 53-0. Hillsboro's 5-1. Sean and Glenn in Raider Country, where it's a 5-point game in Week 6.
Greg, thank you very much. And how about the teamwork on this hands return team for North County? They were anticipating the onside kick from Emily Holt that we've seen throughout the game. One player fell on top of the ball. Two fellow Raiders covered him up like they were trying to put out a fire. So it's going to be Raiders football on their own 40-yard line, just inside the hash on the far side of the field with 9:49 left to go in the fourth quarter. Glenn, we've seen this story before. This is about how long it took for Festus to score 3 touchdowns unanswered back in the second quarter. I think North County, with its only being a one-score game now, really needs a long drive.
Yeah, they need a long one. They need to take some time off the clock. They need to put some points on the board, and that's what they're hoping to do.
Handoff, Job Smith. Again, waiting for those blockers to develop. Right up Broadway. Got some extra yardage. Spun around by a defender. He doesn't go down. Oh, my God, they blew the whistle. I think we saw Job Smith just kind of roll over on a would-be tackler, but the officials say he was down. I really don't know about that one. Either way, it's a beautiful run for a gain of about 20.
And I don't think the officials were quite convinced that that was the right call either, because watching both of them, they held their arms up kind of tentatively and started waving them and then kind of said, okay, and then called him down. But I think you're right. I think he rolled over and was setting on the player and kept on going.
Job Smith, 167 yards on the ground, a receiver on either side. Handoff, Clayton Chandler right up the middle. Again, North County, we saw on their last drive, they found something with their interior offensive linemen against the interior defensive linemen of the Festus Tigers they like, and they've been working it throughout this second half so far. That's a gain of 5 for the senior Clayton Chandler.
North County is wanting to eat up some clock here with 8:58 to go and counting. They'd like to eat up some clock, so you're going to see plays take a little bit longer to get in. They're going to use that game clock as much as they possibly can, and the play clock as well, and get it down to about 5 or 6 seconds before snapping the ball.
Yeah, they're still kind of hanging around with 12 seconds on the play clock. Nolan Reed, the quarterback, just standing behind his offensive line, who's standing up right now. 6 seconds to go. They finally check their wristbands. Now they'll get set. 2 seconds on the play clock. Reed gets the snap with 1 second left. Job Smith, left-hand side, and he gets pulled down backwards. Nice tackle from Eli Ortman from the outside linebacker spot. Just stopping Job Smith shy of the line necessary for the first. It's a gain of 4. If Job Smith fell forward, he's got that extra yardage necessary for the first.
Yeah, that time instead of setting down on the player, he set down backwards.
3rd and 1, right up the middle, Nolan Reed on the QB sneak. Pinball on his way off defenders. Now look at him go up the middle. He's carrying 3 Festus Tigers as he takes it all the way to the 5-yard line on a QB sneak on 3rd and 1.
What was I saying before about the QB sneak for 5 yards? That one made that QB sneak look terrible. I mean, he was going for a couple of yards, and Festus, it looked like they just kind of half-heartedly tried to tackle him. Next thing you know, he's pushing all the way down inside the 5.
Gain of 26 on a QB sneak.
Wow.
So here comes the red zone offense for the North County Raiders as they look to get those points they squandered back from the Festus Tigers. They'll break huddle. Receivers to the left and to the right. It's Tegan Keller on that left-hand side. He's got the size advantage, but I imagine North County's just going to keep pounding the rock right up Broadway. Reed goes under center. I formation behind him. Handoff Clayton Chandler. Reed pushes behind him, and Chandler takes it to the 2. Pickup of 3 on the play.
That almost looked like that Reed handed off the ball to Chandler, and that Chandler took Reed and the ball and carried it up. But they get it down to about the 2.5-yard line, and it's going to come down to 2nd and goal for North County and a chance to put more points on the board.
7 minutes left to go. 4th quarter. Raiders, like we said when this drive began, you want to do 2 things: eat clock and come away with points. They're right now 2 yards away from coming away with points on this drive. They've got 2 more tries, or 3 more rather, to get into the end zone. It's 2nd down here. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Reed, that's the offensive line set, and he'll take it on the left-hand side for the touchdown. Nolan Reed, his 2nd score of the game. This one comes from 2 yards out, and the North County Raiders get 6 of those 7 points back. Let's see if they go for 1 or 2.
If you're Festus, that's not what you wanted to see. You wanted to see your defense come up big and get the ball back. But North County just kept taking it up the gut over and over and over, using that spot that we've talked about here in this second half, something they've seen in their defense, and now they're going to go in and try for 2.
They're going to go for 2. Split out wide right, Andrew Civey. He's got a big size advantage against cornerback Landon Yates. Don't matter. Job Smith on the right-hand side takes it in for 2 more. The score, 41-28. Raiders out in front of the Tigers on AM 1240 KFMO with 6.5 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Started back in 1982, Dalton Home Improvement has grown to be one of the most competitive siding companies in Missouri. Owned by Hank Kinsey, his crews are highly qualified installers, experienced in new construction and rehab. Dalton Home Improvement, 431-2373, proud to be a part of high school sports.
Buying a car is a big commitment for you, and you need to know that who you're buying from is committed as well. Pettis Automotive Group is just that, and are proud to announce that Auto Plaza Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is now Pettis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Still the same great quality and service you expect, but the name reflects their growth, expansion, and commitment to you and your needs. Stop in and visit today. Pettis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Farmington. Just take the outer road at the Fairgrounds exit and go north.
I'll take it out of this, Greg.
Coverage of high school football presented by New Era Banks, Missouri Baptist University, Dalton Home Improvement in Park Hills, Little Caesars Pizza in Farmington and Deloge, and Gilster Mary Lee in Chester, Illinois.
Raiders to kick it away, and we'll see what Festus can do on offense. We've seen how they can move the ball down the field, especially through the passing game, but can they do it and get 2 scores before this game is over? Deep kick, decent return for the Festus Tigers as they actually get a return this time, and it's taken up the near sideline, past the 45-yard line on the Raiders side of the field, just shy of the 50, goes the running back, Landon Bradshaw.
Well, Bradshaw did a good job once he got the ball of taking it up the left or the right sideline for his sake, and quite frankly, the Raiders just couldn't get to him fast enough as he brings it up almost to midfield. They're going to spot it at the 47 on the Festus side.
6:25 to play, 4th quarter. Festus Tigers with the ball, and if you're North County here, you want to stop that post pattern, but it's not necessarily the end of the world because it's a catch inbounds. Now, I know the clock stops when it's a first down. It's a post pattern. It's one of the higher numbers on the route tree, so it's further down the field. But I'm not saying you don't stop it, but if that's what burns you, it's maybe not necessarily the end of the world. You don't want to allow the big play for a touchdown. Rickerman with time, looking for that big play, and pulled in by Stuka as he was blanketed by Dane McCoy on, guess what? It's that post pattern again, a little bit further down the field. They didn't really round it off like we saw them do before to try to fit it in the hole in the zone.
And I think he put it right in the spot it needed to be put because there were 2 defenders back there, one of them close enough that probably could have at least knocked it down, but he put it so perfectly in the receiver's hands that there was no way North County could get to it. You just talked about it. You don't want to see the big play. That's a big play right now. And now the clock starts back up with 6:57 and the ball on the 20-yard line.
2 receivers right, tight end, receiver left. Movement in the middle from the North County Raiders. That'll be called. They're going to get tagged for encroachment on the defense. It'll bring up a 1st and 5.
One of the defenders jumps across the line. Another defender all the way from the other end walks down there and says, come on, man, we can't do that. They're over there talking about it right now. and that's going to move it up 5 yards and take it down to about the 18-yard line. It's called 17.
Clock rolls. 5:45 left to go. Fourth quarter. Festus down by 2 scores. They are in the red zone with the ball on the 16-yard line. Snap. Bobbled by the quarterback, Rickerman. He doesn't have room to step up in the pocket when he tries to. Now he spills out left-hand side, has a blocker in front of him. Cuts it back inside at the numbers, past the 10, taken down just shy of the 5-yard line.
He almost went down basically by the entire line, pushing him backwards because he stepped up like he was going to make a throw and got bumped and pushed backwards. But he stayed on his feet, rolled around to the backside, and came out the left side and wound up down inside the red zone. So he is down there at about the 5-yard line now. And it's 5:04 and counting to go with Festus knocking on the door.
North County Raiders making a ton of noise. Their fans in particular, the marching band, screaming like it's Amity Island on the 4th of July, and Jaws just showed up on the beach. Jump ball, corner of the end zone, incomplete. That's Roos they're trying to connect with on that jump ball. That's Stuka, who's got some size himself at 6'2", 185. Credit to Dane McCoy. They've been picking on him with that post pattern a number of times throughout this game. Almost ripped it away from Stuka last time. He knocks it incomplete this time.
Well, that was a great defensive play there. Just goes up and knocks it out of the air, keeps him from grabbing that ball and cutting this North County lead. The clock does stop with 4:48. Now Festus wants to take a timeout.
Yeah, this is a big moment for the Festus Tigers. They'll burn a timeout. We'll step aside with them. Timeout brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau agents Mike and Ashley Santagraw. Contact them today for a free quote on auto, home, business, or life insurance. 4:48 to go, fourth quarter. Festus down by 2 scores, 41-28 on AM 1240 KFMO.
Sean, thanks. Greg Allen back at Studio Central along with Lacey Taddis. Wrapping up week number 6, games going final. Central, a winner. Corey Schweiss won't be happy. They didn't hang 70 on the board. They only got to 28 today, but they're 14 better than St. Genevieve. 28-14, Rebels win. They're 5-1. They host Fredericktown next week. St. Genevieve's now 3-3. They entertain Perryville. Farmington's in trouble. 8:19 to go, fourth quarter. Atari Amos, great name. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Poplar Bluff 42-28, the lead over Farmington. 8:19 to go in the fourth. Knights down 2 scores. Fredericktown's going to get their first win. 9-yard touchdown run by Carter Cheney. 5:35 to go in the fourth quarter. They lead DeSoto 28-7. Valley Catholic rolling over Jefferson 49-0. And 5 minutes to go in Perryville. Potosi up 21-0 on the Pirates. Guys.
Greg, thank you very much. Festus Tigers just about 7 yards away from pay dirt. They're down by 2 scores. And keep in mind, they've been running that onside kick throughout most of this game. I imagine they'll do so no matter what happens here, assuming they score, that is. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Running back to the left of the quarterback, Rickerman and Roberts Day. Raiders fans making some noise, ringing those cowbells. Rickerman will keep it left-hand side, reading a block of Stuka. He squirts into the end zone for the score. That'll cut it to a 1-score game with 4:41 left to go in the fourth quarter.
What did we say at the beginning of this game? Whoever had the ball last might be the one that wins this game.
Coach Jones isn't going to be happy if I jinxed him on that.
He won't be happy at all, but we said that at the beginning of this game we could see a lot of points here tonight, and that's what we're seeing right now. It's 41-34 with the extra point on the way.
Emily Holt on for the point after. Kick is up and good, and that will cut into that Raider lead. It's 41-35 your score. 4:41 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Festus Tigers kicking it to the Raiders when we return after this on AM 1240 KFMO.
The leaves are turning colors, and there's a morning chill in the air. This just lets you know fall is officially here. Hey, it's Ashley Sism from Sam Thism.
Yards on the play.
Warranty.
7.
What a perfect time of year to refresh and renew. Fall for a change and get something new to you. Right now, push, pull, or tow in your old ride. Get $3,000 minimum for your junker and tell it goodbye. Don't drive around in a clunker you hate. Push, pull, or tow it in now. Why would you wait? Take a stroll through our lot to find the car of your dreams, or order it brand new. It's as easy as it seems. Don't let past credit blunders make you think this deal isn't for you. Fall for a change and we'll help get you approved. Push, pull, or tow in your old clunker today. Get $3,000 trade for it and get back on your way. This offer ends with October, so hurry here now. Fall for a change today. For customer care that will always be there, visit us at Sam Sism Ford Lincoln, the home of the lifetime warranty. Call 431-3177 or shop online at SismFord.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced.
I'll take it out of this, Greg.
For details.
Onside kick, and it is grabbed. Is that Job Smith who fell on it? Yes, it is. What a game the junior running back is having for the North County Raiders. Clutch on that onside kick receive. And he's got 4 touchdowns on the ground, giving him 12 total on the season. We're only about 2/3 of the way through the regular season at this point.
I tell you what, they had the hands guys up front. They were expecting it, and they kicked it really to the wrong guy because he caught it, and as soon as he caught it, he went down at the 49. So here's the situation. 4:40 to go in this game. Raiders need a sustained drive again, possibly even points.
And they've been able to get plenty of that these last few drives, just running up the middle. Job Smith lowers his shoulder, pushing his way behind a lead blocker in Clayton Chandler, and it's a gain of 3 on the play, taking it across the 50-yard line to the opposing 48.
And they're not going to be in a hurry for anything. The next time this ball is snapped will be under 4 minutes in this game. There's 32 seconds on the game clock, so you can bet North County is going to wait it out for the next 30 seconds or so and snap that ball with 1 or 2 seconds on the game clock.
21 touches on the ground for 174 yards and 4 scores for Job Smith, putting himself in position to potentially win some free pizza at the end of the night. A receiver on either side, I formation behind the quarterback Reed. Line gets set with 7 seconds to go. Snap comes with 6. Job Smith into 4 Festus Tigers, and he gets just 2 yards out of that play. Going to bring up 3rd down, 5 yards to go for the first. Huge moment coming up, Glenn.
Yeah, it is. 3:39, the clock is running, so you know you're going to be under 3 minutes if you have to punt this ball. And then again, we're in a situation here, if North County can get even further downfield, they may not be punting the ball.
Festus only has 1 timeout. Hard count. 2 players flinch for Festus. They don't cross into the neutral zone, so it's not going to be called encroachment. 3:20 left to go on the game clock. 20 seconds left on the play clock. Nolan Reed, under center, gets the snap, hands it Job Smith, again patiently awaiting those blockers, and he'll be taken down short of the line necessary for the first. Had to get to the 41-yard line, took it to the 44, 4th down, 3 yards to go for the first. Clock rolls under 3 minutes, and let's see what the North County Raiders do. If you're Brian Jones, Glenn, what are you doing? Are you going for the kill shot, or are you punting away and trusting your defense?
I think he's probably looking at the possibility of going for that kill shot here. That's what they're talking about, but I'm really surprised. First, on the second down play, they snapped the ball with about 10 seconds left on the play clock, and on that one, there was about 16, 17 seconds left when they snapped the ball, so they could have taken it down even further. They may wait till this gets down to about 2 seconds and actually call a timeout with 2:26 and the clock running.
Well, that's it. Do you want to burn that timeout, or do you want to keep it in your pocket in case the Tigers score on the next drive? Brian Jones will burn that timeout. Timeout on the field. 2:20 to go. 41-35 your score. Big decision for the Raiders coming up when we return on AM 1240 KFMO.
Sean, we'll get you back to that play coming up in a moment. Meanwhile, in the battle of winless teams and rookie head coaches, it is Jake Whitener out of Fredericktown that gets his first win as new head coach of the Black Cats. 28-7, they beat DeSoto. Keith Woodland's Dragons fall to 0-6. Fredericktown for the win. They go to Central next week. Rebels beat St. John 28-14. Farmington scores. They're within 8 point after. No good following a Casey McLean 14-yard touchdown run. They are within 1 score, though, but it's an 8-point margin. 5:54 to go at Hill Memorial Stadium. Knights on homecoming night try to turn it into a comeback win. 42-34 they trail Poplar Bluff. We'll take it back to Sean and Glenn coming up.
2:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. 41-35.
Well, I got to tell you right here, with 2:21 to go, he's going to trust his offense, I guess, to try to get this first down.
Yeah, here comes the offense for the North County Raiders. Back out onto the field. Peyton Allen pumping up his players in the backfield behind him. Reed and Smith. Reed on the left, Smith on the right. Direct snap. Job Smith, he stumbles in the backfield, and he's taken down for a loss of 1. Oh, Job Smith has been having a heck of a game tonight, but in the big moment, he loses his footing, and the Festus Tigers, they're going to get the ball back with 2:17 to go on their own 45-yard line. They trail by 6.
I tell you what, that was the worst possible thing that could happen there. It looked like Job Smith on the direct snap actually had some room to run up the gut. His momentum may have taken him right into the line and pushed it beyond that first down marker, but now it's first down for Festus going the other way.
And the Raiders with some changes on their defense. Dane McCoy, the slot corner. I believe that's Job Smith covering the receiver on the far side of the field. Quarterback Cole Rickerman motions the running back Roberts Day from his left to his right. Drops back to pass with time on the right-hand side. He's got Armand Branch. Branch breaks the tackle, works up the sideline, knocked out of bounds at the North County Raider 40. Gain of 15 on the play.
They say it's a game of inches. That was a game of inches twice. First of all, on the defensive side, the back came very close to being able to knock that one down and then grabbed a hold of the wide receiver before he broke loose and took it down the field. And maybe another inch or two for him. He might have gone all the way.
He was knocked out of bounds, so Festus doesn't need to hurry here. Clock stops, 2:10 to go. Ball on the Raider 40-yard line. Two receivers left, a tight end on that side as well, and Eric Roos, receiver right, running back next to the quarterback, Rickerman and Roberts Day. Rickerman, high snap, pulls it down, dropping back to pass, steps up in the pocket with time. He's taking a shot for the end zone as a receiver falls to the turf. It's picked off by Job Smith, but it's going to be a flag. I believe it's going to be called pass interference on the defense as the receiver, Armand Branch, was down on the ground.
Well, one thing, we're probably going to get a pass interference call down here, but also I believe he dropped the ball as he hit the ground, so they're calling it an incomplete pass one way or the other. But I think we're going to see a pass interference call, and these fans are not going to like that.
It is, and that's going to give the Festus Tigers a fresh set of downs and 10 yards closer. They're now on the 30. 2 minutes, 2 seconds on the clock. Festus Tigers with a timeout in their pocket.
One bad thing about this for North County, these whole plays that we've been running so far is only taking about 15 seconds off the clock.
And it's been, the 10 yards on the penalty. Clock remains stopped with that. The 15-yard reception by Branch. He got knocked out of bounds, so not a lot of time has come off the clock, and the Festus Tigers well within striking distance. Rickerman with two receivers left, tight end receiver right. He looks to that left-hand side, inside breaking route, caught by Yates. He's taken down inbounds, shy of the line necessary for the first. It's a gain of 9. Clock runs, 1:50 to go in the fourth quarter.
Festus is going to walk it up to the line. They're taking a little bit of their time. They want to get the right play in there, but they don't want to use too much clock with only 1:40 and counting to go.
41-35 your score. Two receivers and a tight end lining up on the left. Armand Branch on the right-hand side. Festus was perfect with their clock management at the end of the day before halftime, but I think they would have preferred to have a few more seconds in their pocket just in case that touchdown pass to Roos was not completed. They could have taken another shot at the end zone. Rickerman dropping back to pass. QB draw. He steps forward in the pocket. Taken down shy of the line necessary for the first.
Well, update.
Greg Allen's got an update for us back in the studio. Greg?
Shawmy told you Farmington in the end zone, point after no good, 42-34 with 5 and change to go. Good game at Raider Field, good game at Hale Memorial. Farmington recovers the onside kick. They've got the ball back. They're down 8, and they're down 1 score with 5 minutes to go.
Greg, thank you very much. Third down, a yard to go for the first. Two receivers right, one receiver to the left. Rickerman, handoff to the running back, Kenny Hamilton, and he's taken down right about the spot for the first. It'll depend on the spot whether or not he's got it.
I don't think he does.
Official on the far side looks like he's got him just short. They're going to bring out the sticks for a measurement.
Wow.
It all comes down to this.
I did not catch the
Wait a minute. Did we get a timeout before that play?
No,
a timeout after. Okay, so 4th and inches coming up here then.
I would like.
Man,
I didn't get
play.
I didn't get
They're
a look
say
at the.
He's short.
I didn't get a look at the defensive back there that stopped that play, but he came into that backfield, and as he turned upfield to try to get that extra yard or so, he pulled him down right dead on the spot. So it's not like he had much going on there, and the clock's down to 27 seconds. So if they do pick up this first down on a running play, they've got time maybe to get one timeout and run one more play, and we'll see what happens.
4th down and inches coming up here. 27 seconds left to go. No timeouts for Festus. So if they do get this first down, it'll pause the clock momentarily. But I imagine you want to have 2 plays called here, one that gets you the first down, the next one to potentially take a shot at the end zone.
Yeah, you're going to have to do that because, as you said, there are no timeouts left.
Greg Allen with an update for us. We'll get to that just after this play here. 4th down and inches, 27 seconds to go. The game potentially on the line. Raiders fans on their feet, making a ton of noise. The Festus Tigers with a shotgun set. Receiver left, a running back on the left-hand side. Lined up behind the offensive line is Eric Roos on that left-hand side in a 2-point stance. QB keeper Rickerman, and he is stuffed right at the line. It'll depend on the spot. I think he's got enough for the first down. Based on the official on the far side, he does. 1st and 10. Clock paused momentarily, 23 seconds to go. Now it rolls. 41-35 your score. Festus trails and whistles blown by the officials. And we got a timeout taken by the North County Raiders. Greg Allen with an update for us back in the studio. Greg, what are you looking at?
Going back to Farmington, guys. This is both games coming down to the wire. Down to the final 4 and change in Farmington. Knights down 8. 12-yard touchdown run by Jeremiah Cunningham. Doesn't count. Holding call for the Knights. It's called back. They could have cut it to 2 with the point pending. Now they're still down 8 again. They're late in the 4th quarter. Poplar Bluff hanging on to a 42-34 lead over Farmington. It's homecoming night. Knights are still knocking on the door, but they had one called back just because of a holding penalty moments ago. They still have the football, but have to cash in again. Sean, back to you.
Greg, thank you very much. Here we've got a 1st and 10. Clock stopped, 17 seconds to go. Ball on the 20-yard line. So the Festus Tigers can pick up a first down without getting into the end zone. But that's one, if they do, Glenn, yeah, it's nice you got the fresh set of downs. 17 seconds? Other than getting you closer, I don't really know what much it does for you.
Yeah, they're going to have to, like you said before, call 2 plays here and try to get one quickly if they can. It's maybe take a shot at the end zone, maybe take 2 shots at the end zone, but we're going to see what happens. All night long, that post play has been very good for them. North County has failed to stop it. Now would be a good time to do that.
I think if you get that first down, you just spike it. 17 seconds, high school ball. This is about 4 plays on the clock here. Trips right, receiver left, running back to the right of the quarterback, Rickerman. He's under pressure, steps up in the pocket, loses his footing, dumps it off. No one in the area. They're going to say he was down first, I believe. If so, the clock rolls. It does. 10 seconds to go. Festus has to get lined up. They come out with 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Running back to the right of the quarterback, Rickerman. 1 second on the clock. They get the snap off. Jump ball. The corner of the end zone. Pulled in. No, it's out. Incomplete. Incomplete. And the Raiders with the victory as it goes through the hands of the Festus Tigers. Now wait a minute. Players need to be separated in that far corner from each other, and the Raiders are celebrating. I apologize to Coach Jones for jinxing him with what games that come down. Whoever's got the ball in the final seconds of each half, the Festus Tigers. He talked about blood pressure going up before. I can't imagine where it's at now.
I can't imagine a better game and a better ending to this game. That ball was thrown perfectly, and it looked like at first the receiver had gone up and pulled it down, and when he got to the end zone, everybody on this side of the stands just held their breath. They didn't know what to do. The Festus stands were up in the air, jumping up and down and screaming and going crazy, and all of a sudden the official steps up and waves those arms and says, no, ball is on the ground, and that is the slimmest of margins, but it counts as a win for the North County Raiders.
My heart is pounding up here in the press box. I grew up in New York. I have no ties to who wins or loses this game. I can't imagine what the Raiders and Tigers are feeling right now. Once again, final score, 41-35. The North County Raiders take the victory over the Festus Tigers. We'll send it to the Belgrade State Bank, the Bill Bass American Family Insurance post-game show next on AM 1240 KFMO.
A1 hires reliable, caring, and trustworthy individuals to perform the care you need and deserve. A1 Home Care, the #1 choice for home care services.
Go Raiders!
Enigma.
Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of local high school sports on KFMO. Call financial advisors John Brown or Madison Brown in Farmington at 573-756-9002 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, making
Greg,
sense
those
of
stats
investing.
are up to date
Member
now.
FDIC.
When disaster strikes, call the 24/7 experts at ServiceMaster by MMC.
of Martial Arts has a rich martial arts history and continues the legacy of many great masters. Baker's Academy offers fun, safe, and challenging classes for adults and children. Call 218-9596 and see us on the web at bakersacademy.net.
How do you measure success? In points? In wins? Or trophies? At Shelter Insurance, we measure success in the quality of our products and services, in our community support, in being there when you need us most. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
In Park Hills, see Agent David Haggerty or Affiliate Agent Scott Haggerty.
Wait. So exactly how much is